I'm first. Woohoo.
Congrats on being first, Z-Ray. The little sound stuff. Yeah. Hello, Jungos. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh my goodness, guys. Everything is a rush today. Let me run this ad for people who are not subs. Don't worry, we won't start before then. Don't mind me just packing my things. You and me both, Jungos. Man, I hope you're packing a checked bag, because you will absolutely 100% fill an entire checked bag. Also, it's going to be mostly 40s and 50s in Boston. Except at night. Have a good coat for nighttime. But we should be indoors most of the time. In fact, we should... Oh wait, you got a little bit of a walk. I don't know if your hotel has a shuttle or not, but I know some of the hotels have a shuttle. So keep that in mind. It might have to, the stream today, it might have to go shorter simply because we still have to pack. Yeah, we're leaving tomorrow morning and I'm not packed. I mean, I have all my things put together. So in that regard, yes, I am packed. But yeah. I have not made a tweet yet. I need to make a tweet that we're solving mysteries. Hello, Tiger Artist. May I talk about a card game that I made? Well, we're not actually we're not going to be playing card games today. We're going to be playing some Sherlock Holmes And we're going to also be playing Mysterium. We're going to play Mysterium today. But we will have more streams in the future for board games and card games and things, and I'm absolutely here for it. Just definitely check in again on one of those days, especially because I'm going to PAX and I'm going to be trying out a bunch of new games, and I would love to hear about it. Now, what the heck was I doing? Also, I'm sorry if you said that a while ago. I am still preparing. Okay. Almost ready here, guys. Sorry. Unless Baki gets here, then I'm going to need an extra minute or two. What? Tay? Stalling for time? More likely than you think. Okay. The butler did it. This isn't Clue. I mean, I guess it sort of is. Okay. Moment, please. Okay. Everyone, I'm sorry. We're definitely starting late today. We're actually missing one of our players right now. Yeah, we were originally missing 3 players. Now we're missing 4. They said they would join us within like 10 minutes or so. Who knows? But I'll have to adjust Baki on the fly. Yep, I'm calling you out, Baki. It's your fault. I'm calling you out. So normally on Tuesdays, we do tabletop, and board games are still very much tabletop, so we are doing board games tonight. We were originally supposed to do, oh my goodness. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Originally supposed to do D&D or Pathfinder, but we're missing like half of our people, so we are going to solve mysteries instead. Unfortunately, I don't have my detective hat or magnifying glass or anything like that prepped because we absolutely ran out of time to get ready to play. So we are going to go ahead and just hop on the Tabletop Simulator. We are starting with a game we have never played called Sherlock Holmes. And there is a holding series of quests that you can play in the Sherlock Holmes series. The one we are working on is not Jack the Ripper, but the side stories that are included with Jack the Ripper. I believe it's West End Adventures. So that is what we will be doing today. And I'm going to go ahead and just hop on over there to our gaming screen, and it's not going to have music. It's a little weird, but I think we can deal. All right, let's go. And maybe I should, unmute them all.
It has begun.
Nice timing, Kava. It has begun. Lock Sab up. Well, Sab is definitely not locked up. Nope. Sab is free. Though I do realize that I'm deafened, so there we go.
It's always my fault.
It is, yeah. Generally a good
That
assumption.
being said, welcome everyone to what's normally your regularly scheduled D&D or Pathfinder session. Tonight,
Yep.
instead, we have chosen to take a different route because we have several players
you
missing.
ready?
So we are going to
Okay.
be digging into
Here we
Sherlock
go.
Holmes
Get
Consulting
ready.
Detective.
I'm gone.
And
Also, this is your reminder to open blurb.
Tay has been murdered.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find out who murdered the Tay.
Who done did it?
Who done did it?
It was Cabo with Hydrate.
Yes, it was. Mystery solved
It was Kava in the stream chat with Hydrate.
with Hydrate. Exactly.
That being said, this is a cooperative game in which we will effectively be following leads, trying to solve a case, and Holmes is also solving the case. So our goal is not only just to solve the case, but our full goal is to solve the case in fewer leads than Holmes does. This is the only way to beat Holmes at his own game. That being
I
said,
see you, Holmes.
That being said, I will go ahead and read everyone the introduction so you have a little bit of background. If you're not a Arthur Conan Doyle fan, then this may be new stuff to you. Welcome to the streets of London in the Victorian era. The fog is spreading, crime runs rampant, and you, one of the Baker Street irregulars, are here to lead the investigation. In A Study in Scarlet, Watson introduces the Baker Street secret police section to us for the first time. This group of half a dozen of the dirtiest and most ragged street urchins that he ever clapped eyes on, under the leadership of Wiggins, was a most precious help to Sherlock Holmes, to whom they were the eyes and ears in the streets of London. As early as 1888, in the Sign of Four, Wiggins had become a young man, and his group of Baker Street irregulars had doubled. They can go everywhere, see everything, overhear everyone, declared Holmes. Wiggins had become a vital collaborator to the world's greatest consulting detective. Holmes' career in Baker Street lasted some 22 years. The number of cases he had to solve grew at the same speed as his reputation. After Watson's first marriage in November of 1886, Holmes relied increasingly on the help of the Baker Street irregulars.
We're them. We're them. That's what we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
During the years in which Holmes was absent, from 1892 to 1894, it was Wiggins, who was then attempting to become an actor, who kept Mycroft Holmes informed of the criminal underworld's activities in London.
Okay.
Mycroft, who had frequent contact with his brother, would pass this information on to Sherlock. Wiggins continued to collaborate with Holmes throughout the 1890s and during the first few years of the following century. His talents as an actor, which he had learned mostly from Holmes, helped him move easily through the various layers of London society. Upon Wiggins' death in 1939, his journal, which spoke of the many cases on which he had worked with Holmes, was found. We are taking on the role of members of the unofficial gang of the Baker Street Irregulars, founded by the famous Sherlock Holmes, to keep him informed about the word on the street and help him in mysterious cases. This particular set comes with 10 cases. 4 of them form the Jack the Ripper campaign, which we will not.
Yeah, we will not be doing, especially since this is our first time playing, and it literally said, "Do not do this. Do not do this." So I was like,
the other 6 cases are unconnected. For each case, we have a series of leads to follow, our map of London, a directory, and the local newspaper. We also have a list of informants, which contains some very qualified people who will assist us in our research, such as the medical examiner, the criminologists, various newspaper sources, and like. Armed with all these elements in your imagination, you'll walk the streets of London looking for clues which will allow you to solve the enigma and answer a series of questions about the case. But nothing's ever as simple as it seems, and you will have to be wise if you don't want to be ridiculed during your final confrontation with Holmes. Is it possible for you to surpass the master? So,
Can I zoom in this, or is this the largest it can be?
mouse wheel.
No, mouse wheel scrolls through the pages on the informants.
Oh, you again Alt or top left corner.
No, I opened it with top left corner.
You
So
can't
it's
zoom
big.
any further than that.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, chat. You're gonna have to full screen this if you want to read that.
We will get into all those in a bit, but we have here our lovely map of London. Adjacent to our main table, we have our map of Whitechapel.
Is this Whitechapel over here?
I'm bold of you to assume I can read. Don't worry. we have voiceover talent for tonight's adventure, just in case. Baki has made it.
Oh, Baki is hidden by me because Baki is late. Hang on. let me fix that.
I have sent you your invite through Tabletop Simulator.
Okay. What is that?
The thing we're using to play the games.
I'm just messing with you.
I know you are.
So we will be following leads in our casebook.
Hit that last thing that Sab sent, because the first Sherlock Holmes is a lie. The first thing that you were like, download this, it's a lie. Yes, we're playing. Yes. Sweet. Holmes. You are so creeping up on Zero. Hang on. All right, there we go. I mean, it is, but I mean, Jolene was like right behind him. Okay, there we go.
The lead investigator will choose a lead from the current case, such as saying, I want to visit the crime scene. Then we'll find the address in the directory and go there. If the lead doesn't exist in the book, then the player simply chooses another lead. When they found their lead, the player will read the paragraph out loud, note the lead has been followed, their turn is over, and we pass to the player on the left.
Who's the player on the left?
I will call it out. We will go in order.
Okay. By the way, I realize I'm on like the other map here. Hang on.
Yes. So on their turn, all the players have a free and unlimited access to the directory as well as the case's newspaper. They can also reread the leads already visited as much as they want. It is important that while the book shows all of the leads in it, please, even though it is tempting, only read the lead that you are pursuing at the time to prevent yourself from spoiling things.
So this is the Jack the Ripper thing, right?
No, we're not playing Jack the Ripper.
We're not doing the Jack the Ripper campaign part, but it is that module.
Okay, so I subscribe to it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Subscribe to that and then join, and it should work.
Okay.
He sees
So,
you all.
The most important part of this that I haven't gone over yet is how we score at the end of the game. Players can decide to stop following leads as soon as they want to. And then we immediately move on to the questions section and answer the 2 series of questions that are given to us.
Okay.
We then head over to the solutions sections, and Holmes gives us his conclusions. Finally, we will open the envelope and compare our score to Holmes's.
Pick your color, Bucky.
The way you win the game, like to outright win, is to beat Holmes's score. Holmes always scores 100.
Of course.
Yeah,
he's Holmes. Got it.
If the players have followed more leads than Holmes, they subtract 5 points from their score for each extra lead they have followed. If they follow fewer leads than Holmes, they add 5 points to their score for each fewer lead.
Okay.
This is how you obtain your final score. An example of this, the players followed 8 leads and scored 95 points by answering the 2 series of questions. They realized that Holmes has, for his part, finished the case with 6 leads. As they followed 2 more, they subtract 10 points
There we go.
and score 85 points to Holmes's 100.
Okay.
Defeating the master is clearly quite hard, but it is possible.
I will be right back. Keep people entertained. You know what?
Oh,
Hang on. I'll zoom in on Sherlock, and you guys can do whatever. Keep in mind, stream
don't tell
safe.
me to do
Stream safe. Stream safe.
Well, I'll just leave. How you draw? I've never used this program.
Top left. There's
a pencil.
There's a pencil, and you can stick like 3 line box, whatever.
Oh, look, I'm teal.
So, for all of your information, chat, tonight's case we will be working on solving is Dr. Goldfire.
Oh, God, him.
Please do not go and look up the answers if you plan to share or if you plan to follow along with the game as our 5th collaborator. But if you simply want to see how we're going to do, you may feel free. All of the information for the Consulting Detective games is online, available for free. And if you have Tabletop Simulator, you can go to the Steam Workshop and find the modules for it as well. Our particular set we're using today is Jack the Ripper and the West End Adventures, which I believe is the 3rd set of modules that has come out for this particular game set.
Okay.
That being said, Tay is back.
I am back.
So we will begin with reading our introduction.
Where is that?
To our West End case, Dr. Goldfire. We join Wiggins, Holmes, and Watson for an evening of relaxation and newspaper reading. It's been an hour since 221B Baker Street went as quiet as the Diogenes Club, when Holmes leaps out of his seat and heads to his tobacco pouch near the chimney. Miss Hudson enters as Holmes is stuffing his pipe. Dr. Watson, there's a gentleman here for you. She hands him the visitor's card. G. Tobman Goldfire, Watson exclaims. Show him in, please, Mrs. Hudson. A few moments later, a tall and slim man with diaphanous skin is led into the room. His slimness is accented by the cut of his redingote and his tight trousers. He responds to Watson's enthusiasm with a polite nod of his head. Hello, John, he says with a high-pitched voice. I was actually thinking about you yesterday while reading your article on cerebral fever in the Lancet. Your analysis is brilliant, Dr. Goldfire, as is your career. But we were all convinced of that as far back as the university. G. Tobman Goldfire doesn't seem embarrassed by Watson's praise. Quite the opposite. He takes it as his normal due. Holmes, this is Dr. Tobman Goldfire. We attended medical school together, but he's by far the most famous student of our class. We see his name everywhere. I must admit, John, that I also see your name quite frequently, since you've started your career as Sherlock Holmes' publicist. Tobman Goldfire's voice is rather high-pitched, but contained and without any real emotion. It's also my reason for visiting. I need your help, or rather, should I say, I need Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Holmes, who spent the entire length of the dialogue standing in front of the chimney drawing on his clay pipe, then addresses our guest. I'm Sherlock Holmes, and I would be glad to listen to your request. Holmes invites Tobman Goldfire to be seated in an armchair, while Watson takes care of his coat and cane. Once settled, Goldfire observes the room, and his gaze stops on us. This is a case which requires great discretion, declares Goldfire. All of the cases I take care of are treated as such, Dr. Goldfire. Mr. Wiggins and his companions are a precious help to me, and their assistance has proved to be vital in a number of my investigations. Just as you need nurses in your field, I need assistants in mine. Dr. Goldfire accepts Holmes' statement without flinching, and then, ignoring us, says, As you may know, I'm not a general practitioner. I'm specialized in cerebral illnesses and am part of teams in many hospitals around London. My hospital of choice is, however, the Bethlehem Asylum. I've spent my life studying the human mind, and as John could tell you, my reputation in my domain is equal to yours in matters of criminal affairs, Mr. Holmes. We both deal with sick minds in our respective professions. I deal with so-called criminally insane brains no matter what their behavior, while you take care of socially unacceptable behaviors.
Hmm.
Tobman Goldfire's voice has taken on the tone of a professor lecturing students. I have devised a number of procedures allowing me to identify mental troubles in people of normal impairments. A large number even. Dr. Goldfire, I'm not familiar with your theories, and I'd gladly talk with you at length about them, but you said you had an urgent affair of extreme importance. Tell me more, and I'll be able to ask the questions which will allow us to resolve your problem. Dr. Goldfire's face reddens slightly as he takes a deep breath, thus giving himself the time to find a certain serenity once again. It would seem, Mr. Holmes, that an attempt was made on my life, and I fear that another attempt shall be made soon. That is sufficiently clear, Doctor. Do you know who could want you dead? Yes and no. I can give you a list of suspects, and I know that one of them wants me to meet a tragic end. Can you describe what happened, Doctor? Asked Holmes without moving from his relaxed position. Being single, I dine out at the Carlton most of the time. 2 nights ago, I was leaving the restaurant when a gunshot barely missed me. It was no accident, of that I'm sure. You must believe me. I know that one of them wants to kill me. How did you come up with your list of suspects? Inquires Holmes. Using my methods. Dr. Goldfire removes a sheet of paper from the pocket of his coat. I've studied the theory of the subconscious and subjected it to a rigorous analysis. I've been able to draw up a series of questions, the answers to which reveal the unconscious thoughts of the interrogated person without them realizing it. From there, it's possible to deduce their future actions. What a brilliant theory, Tobman, says Watson, his voice full of excitement. I didn't know you were working on that subject. With colleagues from the continent, we've been studying the subconscious and its importance in our actions for many years. But we're straying from the topic. No matter how I've managed to compile that list, it definitely contains the one who wants me dead.
Hmm.
This last sentence contains an emotion until then absent from Dr. Goldfire's voice, as it trembles a bit. Doesn't it, Mr. Holmes? Yes, Holmes replies somewhat dismissively. If the man who wants you dead is on that list, then I no longer need you. Could I see it? Dr. Goldfire hands his list to Holmes. You'll take the case, then? I'll take care of it. That's all I could ask for. Dr. Goldfire leaps from his seat, and turns to Watson. It's been a pleasure seeing your face again, John. I hope we'll have the chance to meet again and talk about the good old days. I'd love that, Tobman. I'm sure that this business is no more than a terrible misunderstanding, but you can relax now that the case is in Holmes's hands. I'll try, says Dr. Goldfire. After a brief nod towards Holmes, he leaves the room, still ignoring us. What do you think of that, Holmes? Asks Watson as we retake our respective seats. Holmes smacks the paper once. This list, Watson, contains the most famous names from the medical field in London. My criminal archives aren't free of doctors, as you know. Some of them are even among some of the most brilliant criminal minds one could find in the history of crime.
Moriarty.
Holmes hands Watson the list. Watson looks it over and lets out a long whistle like an overheated kettle before handing it to us. I don't know, says Wiggins. He seems rather cold and his story's rather unbelievable. The fact that one of these doctors is a murderer in disguise might be no more than the fruit of his imagination. What you've just seen, Wiggins, was a warm Goldfire. Back when we were at the faculty, he'd talk to no one. It's the first time he's talked to me using my actual name. He used to call me Wharton. I'm not important enough to his eyes for him to use my name correctly, but if I think that someone wants to kill him, you can take his word for it. Very well, gentlemen, says Holmes. I've told you many times that one shouldn't elaborate theories before having solid information. The doctor has given us the beginning of a lead. We should refrain from judging G. Tobman Goldfire before having spoken to those people and followed all of the leads. Let's have a toast to this new client and to the case he's brought us. Holmes goes to the buffet and brings back a bottle of port, of which he pours each of us a glass. As we sip our drinks, Holmes gazes out the window. The fog is rising quickly, my friends. I think we can push back the start of our investigations until tomorrow, Wiggins. Get a good night's rest. For this case, we only have the one newspaper.
Okay.
This newspaper is dated Tuesday, September 13th,
Hold up.
1898.
Hold up. Trying to close this.
It's fine. You don't need to open this second. Our list of suspects is Dr. Henry Gray at Middlesex Hospital. Dr. Jabilsko, 46th Tower Street.
Where is the suspect list?
You will see it in the rule book.
Oh.
The case file is the handwritten set of notes there. Dr. Praetorius, Bethlehem, and Sir Charles Hall at St. George's.
Okay.
So,
I didn't realize this was the rule book.
Does anyone wish to be our lead investigator?
Absolutely not. I am a colossal baka. I have already put myself in the box.
Very well.
Dr.
I will go ahead and yes, I will go ahead and take our first investigator spot. I'm gonna have a glance over the newspaper, see if anything jumps at my eye, considering we
Shall I open it for chat?
Chat, if you want to play along with us, a few things that might be of important note from our introductory information that we got.
Is this PDF available on their webpage?
Yes.
Can
If you're talking about the newspaper.
Yes. Can you link that PDF?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe.
If you want to be able to read the newspaper,
zoom in and enhance.
You can find it here. It is listed there as Journal 5.
Pretty sure that's the one I already have open, isn't it? So I can actually zoom in and look at it. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So, that being said, some important things that we might want to have notes on already. This attempted murder attack where he was shot at took place 2 nights ago. This would have been a Saturday night because he came to see us on Monday.
I need a notepad.
So Saturday night, he was shot at as he left the Carlton, which is a restaurant he often dines at alone. Tay, come here. Here you go. Had to give her a notepad. So he was shot at leaving the Carlton after dinner.
Saturday?
On Saturday night.
That would be, if this is today's quote unquote newspaper, then
He came to visit us Monday night. And he said that it happened 2 nights ago. So it was Saturday.
So it'd be September 10th.
Correct.
September 10th was Saturday?
Yes. That being said, we have 4 suspects.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to peruse over what's going on in the newspaper. Condemnation of the Romanian anarchists. Doesn't particularly seem to have anything to do with us.
Let's see.
The gym, 2-minute shave with the original American gym safety razor, safe and no scraping, but a smooth, steady, and even shave. Wow. I need to go see S. Guterman and Company.
I do like that there's just an area that just says Dick. I know it's his name.
Dick is a 7-year-old
I
Spaniel,
know,
a
I
soldier
see it.
dog his whole life. Diabolical murder committed in Transylvania.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that has any particular bearing. Now, this might. Our Dr. Goldfire is a specialist in criminal minds.
Mm-hmm.
Criminal brain exhibition at King's College Hospital. Professor Moritz Benedict of Vienna will hold a lecture on the anatomical characteristics of the criminal brain. Professor Benedict will also present his collection of the brains of the greatest criminal of Europe, including the brain of Nikolai Bosch, the child murderer from Bucharest. Professor Benedict's lecture will take place at King's College Hospital, open to the public. The admission price is 2 silver, 6 Danes, and 2 shillings, 6 Danes, and includes a guided tour of the professor's infamous brains. This lecture is supported by the Royal Medical and Chirurgical Society of London. Very interesting.
Chirurgical. It's
A body found in the Thames.
Yep, I say that.
Head trauma, not a gunshot. Our man was shot at. The Mongol curse. I don't happen to see anything.
Good Lord, you read so fast.
The Stratford Music Festival. Very interesting. So, at least from me looking over the newspaper, I think the only thing in the newspaper that would be worth looking at is the criminal brain exhibition. But I'm not necessarily certain that that has anything to do with our case right now. So I will make a note, as that's a possible lead.
There's a fracking notebook right in the dang.
Oh, in Tabletop? Yeah, I forgot that. I just like writing better than doing it over there. My mistake for not telling you about that.
Fine.
That being said, that's at King's College Hospital.
Yes. This is a very astute mustache.
You need a big
I need a dress the part. No, I need a dang detective hat, and I didn't have time to search for one.
All right. So that being said,
or a monocle. I'm wearing my glasses though. It's fine. We don't need a monocle.
If Tay will be good enough to go and look down at the informants list. Informants are recurring characters with specific skills whose help you'll sometimes need to progress in your investigation. Of course, not all informants will be of use in each case, and they'll sometimes even be missing. It's up to you to decide when to use the lead and call on one of them.
The kerning on this is driving me up the wall.
We have the head medical examiner,
yes,
Sir Jasper Meeks, who I don't think is going to be of any use considering he performs autopsies.
Yes.
And nobody's dead yet.
Correct.
Criminologist analyzes all items and substances found. We have not found anything yet. The police at Scotland Yard.
Mm-hmm.
They have reports and details relating to the case. The archivist who compiles legal and criminal documents. The Somerset House archive of births, deaths, marriages, and wills to be consulted freely. So that's a free lead.
Okay.
You can go there, it seems. Edward Hall, lawyer at the Old Bailey Court, source of information on court cases and legal affairs. Porky Shinwell, owner of the Raven and Rat Pub, source of information for illegal affairs and underworld figures. Henry Ellis, journalist at the London Times, source of information on current events, notably foreign affairs. Quentin Hogg, journalist at the Police Gazette, source of information for criminal cases. Mycroft Holmes, source of information for everything to do with governments and politics.
Mm-hmm.
Langdale Pike, social columnist, knows all the rumors running through London society. The Central Carriage Depot, meeting point for London cab drivers, source of information on the movements of suspects. Lomax, librarian at the London Library, to be consulted for any encyclopedic research. The Telegraph, the employees record and archive all telegrams coming from or to London. And of course,
Sherlock Holmes.
If you're stuck in your investigation, Sherlock Holmes will set you back on track with good advice. Be careful, that help could spoil your fun of looking. So, we have our directory, and
background check.
I'm feeling Dr. Praetorius is who I want to go check in with.
Who's Praetorius? Let me check here. Dr.
Praetorius. So what we do is we look through our directory for. I have a physical copy, but in Tabletop you can go down. It's at the bottom left, under where the informants were. Right over here.
Oh, we're not looking at informants then, because you're like, I want to go talk to this person. I'm like, that's not even on that list.
These are informants, and here are our informants list to see if there was anyone worth talking to yet.
So we're clicking on this.
So the directory.
Yep.
And we're gonna flip through and look for Praetorius.
Is that a last name?
Yes. Considering it says Dr. Praetorius, I would assume it's the last name.
There we go.
However, I do not see a Praetorius.
You are correct.
So let's instead look simply for Bethlehem. Bethlehem Lunatic Asylum. 28 SE.
28 SE.
So
28.
we will go into our casebook, and I will flip the page until I find 28 SE.
Is it
I
on the
found it.
map as 28? SE, southeast. Southeast. 28.
It's over here with my
Yep,
hand.
yep.
What?
It's nice, big, and red.
So
Orange.
now we know.
Oh, there's
salmon.
multiple 28s.
Yes, we have to
Yeah.
go southeast.
So we're at the lunatic asylum, 28 SE. So this
How much
is where
travel was that? Where did we go from? Because it does say game travel time scale, and I don't know if we're on a time crunch.
We really only need to worry about it from here to the next place.
Okay.
What random encounters do we have to worry about?
We'll see
Goblins.
for the dice show.
Oh God.
So I've gone to Bethlehem Lunatic Asylum, and this is where we will start. I forgot to take note. Yes, the Bethlehem Lunatic Asylum is also Dr. Goldfire's hospital of choice.
Right.
Correct.
So that is important, and it's also why I was starting here.
Yeah, I think that'd be a very
As we
smart
settle
idea.
down, just as we settle down into the chairs lined up along the whitewashed walls of the Bethlehem Asylum's waiting room, a broad-shouldered man wearing a white coat enters and introduces himself as O'Connell. He invites us to follow him to Dr. Praetorius. "Are you here to see a patient?" asks O'Connell as he leads us along the white corridor. "No, just Dr. Praetorius." "Do you know Dr. Goldfire?" asks Wiggins in a carefree tone. "Yes, he was here not long ago. He works with old Praetorius." "What do you guys think of him?" "I'll tell you guys, I've been working here for so long that I can't tell the difference between the patients and the doctors anymore. I wonder if some of these doctors
Wow.
shouldn't be locked up in here. Old Praetorius, there's 278 crazies here. Some believe themselves to be dogs, others lions. We got 3 Napoleons, 6 Wellingtons, and 2 bloody Queen Victorias locked up. And what is Praetorius thinking about? Hand hygiene. My team is made up of 36 solid fellows to be able to overpower these lunatics, and I need to spend hours each day checking their hands as if they were school children. Praetorius lines them up at the beginning of each shift and inspects their hands. If they aren't clean, they're sent to the sink. Crazies, doctors, they're all the same." Arriving in front of Praetorius's office, O'Connell knocks on the door, and a tall, lean man opens the door almost immediately. "These gentlemen are here to see you, doctor." "Thank you. You can go." Praetorius closes the door behind us and heads to his desk, limping while motioning for us to follow him. "Where's that bloody cane?" he mutters questioning to himself before turning his piercing gaze to us. "And what can I do for you?" "We work for Dr. Goldfire." "Dr. Goldfire?" "Yes. He's an acquaintance of yours?" "He's been in the team here at Bethlehem for 5 years now. I've known him for almost 10. Praetorius hasn't offered us a seat. There aren't any in his office. His desk is an old archivist's desk on which he leans as he talks to us. Before he has time to finish his sentence, the door slams open. "Dr. Praetorius! Come quick, sir!" shouts O'Connell, overexcited. "What's this about?" asks Praetorius. "It's Dr. Goldfire! He's dead!"
Well, that was fast.
Yet.
Praetorius.
Earlier.
Praetorius leaves the room with O'Connell, and we follow them. The doctor's limp doesn't seem to hinder him, as O'Connell leads us through the maze of corridors to a small group gathered in front of an enormous wooden door.
"That's been a murder." Okay.
Interesting note, as
I do feel
his
better.
limp doesn't seem to hinder him, despite him just complaining about his
Where's
not
his
having
cane?
his cane.
Yeah.
Where's my cane? Limp
It's a
vanishes.
murder weapon.
It might be.
It
He might have
probably
been-
is.
He might have also been affecting the limp.
Yeah.
So that he was underestimated.
There goes their paycheck.
Or so that people didn't think he could get somewhere as fast as he actually could.
Yeah, we're definitely
Good
not getting
idea.
paid by Goldfire anymore.
"He's in the cold room," says O'Connell to Praetorius while moving aside the curious.
He's in the
from
what
way.
room?
The cold room.
Okay.
Behind the door, the weak light of a light bulb illuminates the frozen air of a large room. Large slabs of meat hang from the ceiling, and crates of vegetables are stacked against one wall. The body of Dr. Goldfire is hanging near a carcass, fine, pale, and lifeless. "Get him down from there," orders Praetorius.
No.
I don't think we should do that. I've sent O'Reilly to fetch the police. We should wait for them. There was a bobby in the street. It shouldn't take too long, says O'Connell, his eyes fixed to the lifeless corpse. Before Praetorius has a chance to answer, the policeman in question enters the room. Bloody hell! He lets out as he enters the cold room. It doesn't take him long to decide that this is not his case, and he's going to call Scotland Yard.
Yes.
We're kicked out of the morbid scene and asked to stay put in a waiting room for questioning.
Okay.
An hour later, one of the officers enters the room, followed by a young man with pink cheeks and a short man with a rat-like face. Wiggins, what a surprise! Hello, Inspector. Wiggins gives a semi-cynical smile to Lestrade. What can you tell us about Goldfire's death? I'm the one asking the questions, Wiggins. And first off, I want to know what you're doing here.
Get played in clout.
Dr. Goldfire retained the services of Mr. Holmes last night. We're assisting him in his investigation. Well, your investigation is over. We found this in the pocket of his jacket. Lestrade hands us a short goodbye letter.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
The note says, I can't look the
Ripperoni.
world. The note says, I can't look the world in the eye after what I've done. I'd rather put an end to it.
Insight check.
I had a bet with Gregson that I'd solve this case before he found the murderer of that small crook Bobby Field. I think I won my pint for tonight. Lestrade turns to his companion. Channing, take their statements. And remember that you're the investigator. Wiggins here has the habit of forgetting his place. Isn't that right, Wiggins?
Which one of us is Wiggins?
We're all Wiggins collectively.
We are
I
the voices
better
of
not hear
Wiggins.
you
Yes, Detective Wiggins.
I better not hear you've been spreading stories about Goldfire's death. It'd be a pleasure to stick you in a hole.
Whoa. I know it's this type of game. All right, I'm in.
Phrasing?
Yes.
So, welcome, Zlotana.
Welcome
so that is
in.
our first lead we have followed.
But
28
now
SE.
is that the
And-
guy?
Yes.
The guy we talked to is dead now?
Yes.
Dr. Goldfire, who said that he was certain someone
He
about
was
to kill him,
murderized.
is dead. His body found hanging, lifeless and pale, in the cold room.
Hey, a second.
We might be willing to do something like that next Tuesday, but not this Tuesday. Sorry.
Yeah, not
Where are
this
you
week.
reading this stuff from?
From
Is that-
Twitch chat?
That-
It's on Twitch.
No,
Oh,
no, the game.
He
Is that
It's-
case
it's
live?
there. It's at 28 SE.
So if
So you
pop
only
up, yeah.
so
if
you
pop
only
up-
read what the actual thing is.
Yes.
Like when
Yes,
you go
don't
there.
go to the next ones. We only read
Okay.
our lead that we've gotten. So we've followed
this-
one lead so far.
And
Dr.
this
Goldfire's
newspaper
dead.
is ours.
Yes.
The newspaper you can read at any time. You can also go back and reread any lead we've already done. So mark down that we have done. Well, I'll do it. You can do it if you
Oh,
want.
there's the message.
But we've done 28 SE. Conveniently, it's the first one there. That is my lead. I now pass lead investigator to the player to my left, which, going all the way around, becomes Baki.
Hey.
You are now the
Huzzah.
lead investigator.
Okay. So I was not here for the rules at all.
Okay. Basically, the way we win this game is we follow fewer leads to find the answers to the case.
We're on
than
page
Holmes does.
5, right?
We should guess-wise aim for somewhere between 4 and 6. Yeah, if we had a necromancer, that would work pretty well.
It
but
would. It absolutely would.
Most of those in Victorian England get hung by the neck till dead very quickly.
Yeah. Satanic panic's going over there pretty bad.
So, okay, we're still okay. So it's southeast neighborhood,
So,
and we
we're in the
just finished
asylum
reading
still.
this. Okay,
Yeah. so if you want to check, we still have 3 other doctor suspects who are
Mhm.
possible, which is Dr. Gabilsko, who we haven't gone and seen, at 46 Tower Street.
Where are you getting
Dr.
that?
Henry Gray. This is
The
from
book?
the previous page in the book, yes.
where
We
is the book?
scooch back to that page.
Oh, the handwritten part.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
This
And-
this is the list of people that Goldfire was sure one of them wanted him
Yeah.
dead.
And Sir
Right.
Charles Hall at St. George's.
So he did
We
the Praetorium.
Yeah, these are the ones he thinks of. There was also the possibility that maybe the criminal brain expert lecturer who came in might have something to do with it, but I'm pretty sus on Praetorius already.
Yeah,
Well-
where's my cane?
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
So we have this may be outside of the scope of the game, but this is just how I think, right?
Yeah.
So we have basically a suicide note of this guy that wrote these names down.
Correct.
Yes.
So technically, the handwriting should match, right?
It should, yes.
Which
That
Is
was
that
actually
so-
my first thing I was thinking.
I believe, yes, it would, which would be one of our informants. I would believe that you would want to then speak to the criminologist. He analyzes all items and substances found during cases.
Oh, okay, I get you.
And we can check and see if that's actually something in the book. And if it's not, then it doesn't cost us anything. But we also now have a body. So it's also useful to perhaps go see Sir Jasper Meeks, the head medical examiner,
I think both of them need to
who
be seen.
performs the autopsies on all bodies.
I think
We didn't
we
need him
need
before because
both
no
of
one was
them.
dead.
But I am
Yeah,
also not the lead right now.
But Baki, you're the lead investigator, so you get to choose what we do. Do you want to go hunt down one of our other 3 suspects? Would you like to see about analyzing items and substances found during the case, or would you like to see about the autopsy?
I want the items and substances, please.
All right. So,
Well, I guess it depends on
Yes.
how far away that is, right? Because it takes
Well-
us time to do anything.
not in essence like it does for narrative purposes,
Okay.
Okay.
but
So we got to find where this dude is, though, right?
Which dude?
The handwriting guy. That
okay,
that
I'm double checking through to see if that's what we're actually wanting for the handwriting. No. Okay, so what he does, okay. So he basically tells you about things found on a body or found at a crime scene.
Yeah, that's not what we want. We want
I'm looking at the other ones. Source information. use
it's the
food,
informants
do-
list, right?
yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what we're looking at right now.
I don't think we have anybody who specializes in handwriting analysis, but you can look at it yourself. You have the source book,
Hey,
and
Misa.
we also have
Hi.
that list. So let's look
Oh,
for
yeah.
some common. Let's just flip the page back and forth and look at the commonalities.
I mean, I would love to be able to flip the page, but you can only
So-
have one of them open at a time.
So, unfortunately,
Oh,
We
I
don't-
see.
Yeah, yep.
yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have any instances of a capital I
Yeah.
on both of them because that's the
Yeah.
only capitalization in the second one. But we can look at some of the other indicators. Let's look at the
Oh, when we move something, everyone sees it move.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we're all looking at it.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
This is very good. I don't know who's flipping between the two, but thank you.
So,
Uh,
as far as I can tell,
it looks
the handwriting looks very, very similar.
Yes.
If not identical. So I don't think that it's meant to be noticeable if it is a thing.
Right.
So I don't
Hmm.
think that's something that we need to spend a lead on.
okay.
Okay.
So it's not one of those, yeah, someone wrote the fake note.
Yeah.
We
Well, at least not in a way we can. tell it.
not in a way that we can tell. Yeah. So we're not supposed to chase that. I think the first lead is basically find out the cause of death.
Might be a
See
good
if we can find where that cane went. Might have been,
So we can crack Praetorius over the back of the head.
exactly. Well, it wasn't Praetorius that got cracked over the head. Goldfire.
one. Maybe. We don't know how he died.
Well, no, Praetorius did not get knocked across the head. Praetorius is the
Oh,
person
no, I
we
was
were
saying
talking
because-
to,
Yeah,
where
because
his
we know
cane was.
Praetorius did
We
it.
don't know how Gold fired.
Right. I feel like that is important information.
You know, I'm curious about something else. Let's look in the directory.
Okay.
Just so that because again, this is a cooperative game.
So he's
So
hanging from a
George-
meat hook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, George
Okay.
Taubman Goldfire is in the directory.
So can we go to his
82
house?
WC. I guess you could if you wanted
WC.
to.
The hell's
I
WC?
just flipped through the directory to G.
George, page 10.
WC would be Whitechapel. It's on the map to the right.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize there was a whole other map.
Yep. We're looking at George what?
EC.
George Taubman
George
Goldfire.
Todman. Wouldn't we be looking under
He's at
Todman, not
82.
George?
You look for Goldfire.
Yeah,
Oh,
the last name.
oh,
It's like a phone book.
82
Yeah.
It's right here. Yeah. It
82
says
WC.
82 WC.
So
which is
WC is on the
Whitechapel.
right. Yeah. WC.
Oh no, it's on the main map. Never mind.
Oh,
Even
crap,
though
what
it's
was the number?
Whitechapel, it's on the main map. 82.
82. Right here.
So if you want to head to that, we'll have to cross the.
That is a
plains and-
long
Yeah.
fracking
Is that-
travel right there.
It's a couple hours.
Woo!
That's
It's like
probably
2
bad.
hours.
Sit in that carriage. Let's go.
Our medical examiner is at 38 EC.
EC.
which is
That
right
way.
there, St. Bart's.
Because, well, will the medical examiner already have the information?
Yes.
Because it just happened.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we have travel.
Time. Yeah. Time. Moves.
Oh, okay,
and-
okay.
Yeah.
So do we need to give them time to do that?
No,
or
you
is it
can
No,
just
just
go
no,
straight
it's
there.
done. Yeah, it's done. They told us they shoot us out of the room, and we had to sit there and wait for them to be done in there.
okay?
And we're
Well, I think
not
we
we're
should-
not allowed to investigate his dead body. We have to go by the informants because we are not police. We don't get
Police,
to know
yeah.
that information. So
We gotta
I think
go
I
sneaky
would-
at it.
we did get to
Uh,
see him on a meat hook.
Yeah. I was just reading back through the paper that Dad was saying. But really, we should
Shit.
go to 38 to figure out the cause of death, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what I would do
Because-
if it were my turn right now. But it's your turn.
That sounds useful,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that makes... Because we don't know... What if he got beat by a cane? He has like a cane impression in his head or something. And we're like, ah!
All right, and I will. So we would then go in our casebook, and you flip until you see the thing that says the EC area.
Facebook is Case 5, Dr. Goldfire.
Yes.
Yeah, it's that thing down there. So you flip until you see EC area, and you're looking for 38 EC.
SW.
EC. We're doing 38 EC.
NW.
Oh, I guess
WC? No.
yeah,
EC.
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 So I guess based on what it says there is that
EC
no,
38.
no, you don't get it in time. Interesting.
So that's a
Oh.
lead we use, but it doesn't
Yeah.
benefit us in any way.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was the exact problem I just discussed.
Yeah,
that we
we
would have
thought
enough time.
time passed, but no, apparently not. Well, holy crap. Well, it could be interesting though.
Okay, so
Let's just rob him.
the only body I have right now is Bobby Fields. Not much to say about it. He was killed by a blow to the top of the head made by someone behind him and with a blunt object.
Oh.
No trace of a struggle.
Pain?
Probably attacked by
Pain?
surprise. I know that another
Ooh.
body should be arriving soon from Bethlehem Asylum, but I don't have any more information. Sorry.
All right.
Mm.
This is still Tuesday, by the way.
Yeah. So I think when you do something like that, it counts as a free lead, but I'm not sure. I'm keeping track though. So that being said,
Bobby
when we move on to the next player, Z-Ray, what would you like to do?
Don't fuck it like I did.
There's always Scotland Yard as well.
That's true. It's true. And we also have
So we shouldn't be browsing this Goldfire.
No,
book
no,
then,
no, no,
correct?
absolutely not.
No.
That's the one they said
Yeah.
to not read.
That's correct. You only
Okay.
read the part that it is labeled.
But
Yeah.
the newspaper,
The newspaper you can look over as many
the
times as you want.
directory, and the informants is
Yes.
stuff we can all look at.
Yes.
Yes, at any time.
Oh, this is just the game rules. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm gonna
Look at that
Well,
newspaper again.
I'm gonna look at the newspaper again and find that guy's name. See if
Bobby
he even is
Fields.
in the directory.
Talking about Bobby Fields.
No, Maurice Benedict.
Maurice
Professor Benedict.
Benedict.
I'll also look for Bobby Field. Yeah. Body found
Bobby-
in the Thames.
Yeah.
Yesterday, shortly after dawn, a body was found in the dark waters of the Thames under Vauxhall Bridge. The body was fished out by the Thames police after having been reported by a waterman. The man, who is identified as Bobby Field, has apparently suffered a head trauma.
Huh.
No other information is available for the moment. The investigation is set to begin Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock at the coroner's office at 91 Guildspur Street, EC. The river and its shores have long been used as a dumping ground for bodies, to the great dismay of the police in the neighborhood.
Ugh.
That's at Vauxhall Bridge.
Gross.
So that's way down here.
Yeah.
I don't think that has any real connection.
No.
If it was something from the asylum, they probably would have dumped him under Lambeth or Westminster.
It's a long bit of travel.
That's a long way to travel with a dead body.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just throw it over your shoulder in a bag. You're good.
Okay.
Well,
Hmm.
It was found under the current. Which way does the current go? How deep do we think about
Current's
this
going
game?
this way. Thank you for the Arc Knights reminder, by the way. Blurp is a little slow today. I don't know what's going on with that. I got the heads up.
Interesting.
Oh gosh,
So-
I'm somehow.
So the hospital with the lecturer is King's College.
Where is
Benedict. Eggs Benedict.
But I don't know if that's actually got a bearing on the case.
What is our detective name again? Wiggins?
Wiggins.
We are Wiggins. It's a collective.
Collective
term.
Wiggins.
We're a not a
we're a
thruple, but there's
human.
four of us.
We are not a human centipede, but we have one brain. We are the collective.
we share the brain cell.
We share the one brain cell. Chef Wiggums. Basically.
Oh no.
You know that one where he's eating
Chief?
ice cream
Did
but
I say
crying?
chef? Food.
You did.
Oh, you said
I
chief.
meant to say chief. My brain said chef.
I feel like our next best lead might be Goldfire's residence, in case there's something there that gives us
If he
a
already
bit more of
cleaned it
a-
out.
bit more of a clue.
Yeah.
You want to go to Goldfire's residence?
I think
Correct.
that is a good
Alright,
idea.
do you want
82.
82.
So do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
I'll give
Read
a
it,
shot.
Z-Raid. Read it, Z-Raid.
Alright.
Read it, read it.
WC.
So WC 82?
Oh god, I think I went past it. WC. All right.
Oh my.
82 Hastings Street is located in one of those neighborhoods where the uniformity of meticulously clean and ordered buildings erases the idea of British individualism. A heritage from a Teutonic king for a people he never understood or loved, only led. These houses now represent British respectability. The red bricks and whitewashed fronts are the faces behind which hide doctors, lawyers, and prosperous merchants. As an answer to Wiggins' knock on the door, an old woman comes to open it. She's imposing, the sort of woman usually found on a farm. She greets us with a brief "Yes." Dr. Goldfire hired us to do some work. The doctor's not in, and I don't know when he'll be back. We had an appointment with him, says Wiggins, with an innocent look. Could we wait for him here? That's not a problem for me. We follow her inside the house. Wait in there. She points at a pair of large closed wooden doors. Wiggins slides them open. We enter Dr. Goldfire's private office. The room is so cluttered that it seems smaller than it really is. It looks like a wing of the British Museum. Cheerio, says Wiggins, while looking over the contents of the office. There are large tables covered in remaining pieces of skeletons, most of which don't seem human. The
Gross.
warmest touch is a family portrait framed on the desk. It represents a beautiful couple with their two sons, as well as a second young woman and a young man with a heavy moustache. Damn, it looks like a younger version of the governess, observes Wiggins as we continue our examination of the room. There's a cabinet filled with jars containing brains swimming in a clear liquid. Each jar is labeled with a name and a date. Would you look at that? Exclaims Wiggins. It's the brains of some of the most famous murderers of Europe. A catalog of psychopaths. The Hamburg Ripper, John Carter, the Bristol Child Slayer, and our old friend, the Giant Rat of Sumatra. Giant Rat of Sumatra? Do you remember him? That's a name.
Yeah.
I'll go take a quick look, says Wiggins after a few minutes. If anyone comes, just say I've gone off to look for the bathroom. He continues while winging at us. A few minutes later, Wiggins, visibly excited, comes back into the room. You won't believe what I found up there, he says. We climb up the large staircase while hoping no one will ask us the reason of our presence here. Paintings of landscapes or old couples line the walls. We pause on the landing, impatient for Wiggins to show us what he's discovered. He leads us through a corridor to the right. Everything in this house seems to correspond to the bourgeois chic that no one could expect from a renowned doctor. But there's something strange in the attic. We climb up the narrow stairs to an armored door held shut by a heavy lock and 2 keyholes.
The
A
hell?
bell is hanging not far away. Security here is better than the Tower of London. Wiggins sticks his eye to each keyhole in succession. We can't see much. He then tries to talk through them. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? No answer. Let's go look inside, says Wiggins, his eyes sparkling. We submit counterpoints, but what else could we do? Wiggins tries different keys until the door opens.
Oh,
We
shit.
go in and make sure the room is void of any occupant. It's a very large room, which apparently is used as a residence by someone.
We're going to get locked in there and we're all going to die.
2 windows held fast by solid iron bars, letting the last few rays of summer. Look, the bars have been pried. The iron bars are indeed able to be easily removed, but have not been set in order to give an illusion of solidity. Huh. On one
That's
side of the
weird.
room, one side of the room is used as a bedroom, the other as a study. An old hazelnut desk holds a scattering of books and papers, observations on men, obsessions and phobias, the human mind, and many other books in French and in German. A framed picture lies on the desk near a bronze lamp. We recognize the same family portrait seen earlier in Goldfire's office. What the devil? Roars the governess. I should have never let you out of my sight, you miscreants! Her eyes quickly go over the room. Where is... Out! All of you! You don't even respect the privacy of this house! We have many questions, but the woman's anger doesn't allow us to ask them. She chases us to the door with a broom.
Shit.
We should shoot her, kill her.
What?
She's- We found their
Chill.
sex dungeon, and they're trying to cover it up.
You got no chill.
The problem is that when you read it, you're not taking notes while you're reading it.
Yeah.
So I have to go back in and like reread
Yeah,
it.
you're allowed to reread the one that you've visited as
Actually
much as
read.
you want.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's very important to note.
Well, that's why
Which
you
ones?
got circles everywhere. Put
Yes,
circles
so
on them. We're good.
thirdly, 82 WC. Interesting.
So it basically built a safe room, but it's not really a safe room.
Well,
It
someone
sounds like because the same
someone got
portrait
out of
was
it.
there, like he had like a secret family, or like a bastard child, or like he possibly had.
He said it was the same picture.
More likely,
Same picture.
what I'm assuming is that this was a child, an illicit child of his and the governess, or maybe
they
it was
can't
the
lock up.
governess's child, and was diagnosed as being criminally insane.
Do we know what the
And so
governess's name is?
instead of having the child or person sent to the asylum, they specifically wanted to
Keep them
them
close and watch over them
close,
from the house. But
observe, learn things. But being locked up definitely
Yep.
gives you a reason for murder.
Yep.
A lot more so than a random doctor.
Yep. Hmm.
So
So
the
that is-
photo. Where was the description of the photo in the first
It's
one?
on the next page. It's on the.
Well, there was but it was also it was on the first page. Worm's Touch is a family portrait framed on the desk. It represents a beautiful couple with their 2 sons, as well as a second young woman and a young man with a heavy mustache.
Didn't we hear someone with the big mustache? Was that the dude that's dead?
Oh, talking about the Goldfire.
Let's flip back to the beginning.
Did Goldfire
Dr.
have a
Goldfire
mustache?
is a tall, slim man with diaphanous skin.
Okay.
There's no mention of a mustache or any sort of facial hair.
I mean, not to mention mustaches are very common in this area and time.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. It doesn't describe the beautiful couple as one of them being Goldfire, right?
Not
Not
necessarily.
necessarily.
But they have 2 sons. What if one of the sons is Goldfire and the other son is the brother?
Brother,
Question
maybe?
mark?
I don't know. It says, as well as a second young woman and a young man with a heavy mustache.
And it looks like the younger
It says,
version of the
damn,
governess.
looks like a younger version of the governess.
The governess is this lady we're speaking to,
Yes,
right?
the one that
Or
shoot us out of the house.
that chased us off.
So is that their daughter? That could have been the governess's illegitimate.
Well, they dipped
They
whoever
had,
it was.
yeah, they.
But they would have run away from this spot, 82 WC, correct?
Yeah.
Also, it said the bar was pried out
Yes,
of
the
the
bars
wall.
have been pried.
So someone got sprung. They either broke out.
They
or
either
someone...
broke out or someone broke them out. Yeah.
But the room up here also has books on mental conditions, illnesses.
Hold up.
What you got?
Sab, did you solve this already?
Maybe.
Oh gosh, Sab.
Okay.
So if you ever want to, I will go ahead and let everyone know right now that if you ever want to solve one of those mystery room things, or like you're locked in a room and you have to solve the case in order to leave the room. Escape rooms. Thank you. You bring Sab because Sab will solve things incredibly fast. Also, I shall have to mention this, that if you want to try and make an RP event that is a murder mystery type thing, and you want this to last several weeks or whatever, do not invite Sab. This is how Sab got us kicked out of our first FC in Final Fantasy XIV, because the FC wanted to run a murder mystery, and Sab has been writing literature, global literature for MMO way back in the day, and has seen pretty much every single thing.
Events for an MMO. And
I mean, your NDA is over. I mean, you can say what game it was.
But anyways, let's actually go back to our game we're playing right now.
But if you already solved this, I would not be surprised. Make Sab the killer. Yeah, we would never solve it. Like, even if Sab tried to make it as simple as freaking possible, we collectively have 1 brain cell, and we need 3 brain cells to solve these things.
So anyways, let's go back to the very beginning of our case.
Okay.
I want to remind you of some things that stuck out to me, and probably did to a few of you as well.
I was putting myself in the baka box, so I may have missed some things. So throw us at the beginning. So is it in this book that we're in right now?
A few moments later, a tall and slim man with diaphanous skin is led into the room.
What page is this?
The page 1.
Where?
In the case file.
How the heck did I miss this? Okay, there it is. Thank you.
A few moments later, a tall and slim man. I'm going to be jumping around
to
the specific points that are important. A tall and slim man with diaphanous skin is led into the room. His slimness is accented by the cut of his redingote and his tight trousers. He responds to Watson's enthusiasm with a polite nod of his head. "Hello, John," he says with a high-pitched voice. I'm not going to do the voices either.
Yeah.
"I was just thinking about you yesterday while reading your article. Your analysis is brilliant, Dr. Goldfire, as is your career, but we were all convinced of that as far back as university." Dr. Goldfire doesn't seem embarrassed by Watson's praise. He takes it as a normal due. Watson introduces him to Holmes. Attended medical school. He's by far the most famous. Yeah. He says, "I also see your name quite frequently, John, since you've started your career as Sherlock Holmes publicist. It's also my reason for visiting. I need your help, or rather should I say I need Mr. Sherlock Holmes." We skip down. Talk about it. He keeps talking about he needs discretion. He hands us this list.
Yep.
He starts rambling a bit, but that's not really the most important thing. So he gives up the list after talking about getting shot at outside of the Carlton.
Yes.
We come down and we get to, where is it? Here we go. What you've just seen, Wiggins, was a warm Goldfire. Back when we were at the faculty,
Can you put your cursor over the spot you are reading?
Very bottom
Thank
of that
you.
page. What you've just seen, Wiggins, was a warm Goldfire. Back when we were at the faculty, he'd talk to no one. It's the first time he's talked to me using my actual name. He used to call me Wharton.
It's a
I'm not
different
important
person.
enough
It's a
to
twin.
his eyes for him to use my name correctly.
You think the Goldfire we've met and the Goldfire that are dead are different people?
Yes.
And they're like
I don't
twins or
think,
something.
yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it was the same guy. Which, again, leads to these names. Of course they could match the suicide note if we got talked to by a different person,
Yeah.
by the actual killer.
Are you trying to tell us that the killer is the one that brought us this
Yes,
list?
I think this this slim, diaphanous man is the one. But I don't know how to follow up on this.
But Sherlock Holmes is in the room with us, right?
No.
No, he's running his own investigation in parallel.
Who?
So this guy, the actual Dr. Goldfire, whether or not we met him or not, he is like a foremost subject on the criminal mind.
Yeah.
This guy at King's College is one of the foremost.
Married life has treated him well, and he suddenly has decided to, give a shit.
No. This other guy, Professor Morez Benedict, in the newspaper, coming from Vienna, is also said to be like,
and there's German.
Major thing. We had there were these papers in the attic that were in French and German.
Yes.
Is Vienna French?
Vienna is in Austria,
which
borders
German?
Germany.
Yeah.
So German wouldn't be too far off.
No.
Yeah, hearing about the books made me think of the Criminal Brain exhibition thing.
Yeah. Talking to the person there. Whoa, who's flipping through the pages?
You are currently the lead detective.
Yes.
So where do you want to go? Do you want to go to that exhibit?
I do.
Let's just hang out. Take a night off.
71 WC.
71 WC.
So that'll be our fourth lead.
Okay, did someone circle it, by the way?
Right here.
Okay, because we want to make sure good food there. In Vienna, yeah. Hey.
I'm sorry.
All right. Tay, do you want to read it,
Yes.
or do you want me to read it?
It looks like half of London has come to listen to Professor Benedict and see his collection, declares Wiggins, as we take our place at the end of the waiting line. The queue moves swiftly, and we soon step through the auditorium's entrance. Wiggins pays the young lady the price of all of our tickets, and we sit down at the back of the packed auditorium. The room holds close to 200 people, far from Wiggins' exaggerated estimates. The hubbub caused by such a crowd immediately stops when the clock strikes 8 and a robust man comes on to stand in the middle of the stage. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Morez Benedict from the University of Vienna. I am happy to see so many of you here. Tonight's conference presents an introduction to the comparative anatomy of brains. All of the specimens I'm about to introduce to you have been removed by myself from criminals I've interrogated at length. Most were executed for their crimes. The others died of natural causes. During the professor's speech, 2 young assistants have placed an easel covered in charts near the podium. The professor's tab always slays one way or another. The professor then launches into a description and a detailed comparison of brain areas, criminals or not. We throw a glance at Wiggins and see him head down, chin on his chest. His eyes are closed and his breathing deep. Careful to imitate our leader, we also doze off.
Nap time.
An elbow jab from Wiggins pulls us out of our short nap at the very moment where a distant clock strikes 10. The speaker is still in the middle of comparing the fissures and what the heck is that word? Gyri? Gyri? I don't know that word. Is it gyri? That's what I'm reading it as. I'm going to have to look that up in a dictionary in an enthusiastic way, but he seems to realize the agitation of his public and quickly puts an end to his conference. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you now wish to examine my brain collection, I'd be happy to show them to you. The curtains open to reveal 3 long tables covered in sealed jars, each containing a brain floating in a yellowish liquid. Please enter the stage from the left and leave by the right in order to see all of the study subjects. Let's try to talk with her, Professor, says Wiggins. We follow him and end up in front of the professor, proud like a peacock, in front of a line of amateurs who walk by in front of his brain collection. Professor Benedict, asks Wiggins, can we chat with you for just a moment? Of course, young man. What's the matter? We work for Dr. Goldfire. For George? Well, where is he? I'm not really sure, answers Wiggins evasively. We should have met last night when I arrived in London, but he didn't make it. He should have been here tonight, and I don't see him. That's not like him. You work for him? Yes. Are you doctors? No, detectives. Detectives! Exclaims Benedict. Why would George need detectives? He believes his life to be in danger. What do you mean, in danger? Who the shit is that? He suspects someone of wanting to murder him. Murder? I would think I was hearing a joke, except that George doesn't have a sense of humor. Tell me everything. Dr. Goldfire has reason to believe that his life is in danger. He told us that he came up with a psychological test which would allow him to decipher the subconscious of an individual and detect a potential killer. He gave us a list of suspects, all doctors. Wiggins hands the list to Benedict. That's grotesque, shouts the professor after having looked over the list. Do you know who these men are? No. They are some of the most respected practitioners in the world of science. A test to decipher the subconscious? Absurd. Who gave you that list? Dr. Goldfire. That's ridiculous. It's not even in his handwriting. Boom. Of course
snap.
it is, answers Wiggins, perplexed. I hold a regular written correspondence with George, and this is not his handwriting. Moreover, he never proclaims such absurdities to be from the unconscious motives. This isn't a country doctor, a psychoanalyst, or a charlatan pretending he could cure patients by making them talk endlessly and analyzing their dreams. Well, these theories are becoming increasingly popular. George knows that all disease has a physical source. I don't know what game you're playing, gentlemen, but I wish no part of it. And before Wiggins can add anything, Professor Benedict walks away from us in long strides and exits the stage, leaving us with his brain collection.
So
I'm
at
gonna
least
pause
the
it.
note
called
wasn't.
it.
At least the note wasn't right. It could have.
You mean the list of suspects? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or if the handwriting matches, that means that. Wait, so he's dead, right?
He's dead. He's
So-
definitely dead. The
He
person
was
that
saying. Sorry, go ahead.
Came up
Gorganthus
to
is
us.
correct. We should have known immediately. The first sign it wasn't from Dr. Goldfire
Yeah.
was we can read it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Accurate.
calling out them doctors.
So he says that Goldfire was supposed to meet him,
Yes, and
Last night.
last night was when he died.
Yeah.
and tonight.
No, yeah, last night was the night that we supposedly had him show up and talk to us.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
was
you're
clearly
right.
not him.
Yeah.
So he was.
He was supposed to also be at the exhibit tonight.
Correct, and he's not there.
So we need to figure out. So lead investigator is now me.
Yes.
So we need to figure out.
So the person that we saw hanging was not actually Goldfire. It was the person, the fake.
We don't know.
No, that was the action. Okay, let's go back to that. Let's go back to. It was 28 SE, the very first one. Okay,
Correct.
he's in the
because
cold
the person who presented
The
us
body of
with
Dr.
the case.
Goldfire is hanging near a carcass, fine, pale, and lifeless. So all these other people recognized him as Dr. Goldfire.
Okay,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but we thought we were talking to Goldfire, and we clearly were not talking to Goldfire
Yeah.
Right.
on Monday.
I
On
guess,
Monday.
like, we wouldn't notice that they look different.
I
Or
mean,
is that a
you
part
I
of the
mean,
game
probably
we haven't
Sherlock
viewed?
would.
We probably wouldn't because of the fact that he's literally hanging in a freezer,
Yeah.
we wouldn't notice
Well-
the differences that
Well,
much.
like,
Because
if the clothes were different, because we just talked to him yesterday.
yeah, but it's a whole new day.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're on
It's not like he'd be in the same clothes. It's not like he would look the same because he's been in a freezer and he's dead. Like there are reasons that we didn't immediately notice it.
Okay.
Ooh,
I just don't
hydrate.
know, like, what's in the
Are you
scope of the
ready?
game or not, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
I feel like it
Here
would have
we
been
go.
like,
ready.
And there's
that
another
dude
murder.
looks a little
And-
different.
You broke my
Uh,
box, Gorganthos. I'm back.
All right, Wiggins, where are we going?
Well, Wiggins collectively drink some water or drink something.
So we also hold up.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a good point.
What? No one was saying
It's
anything.
Dr. Goldfire. He's dead. What you were talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh,
I'm rereading it. He's in the cold room. The body of Dr. Goldfire is hanging near a carcass. Get him down from there, orders Praetorius. So O'Connell was the one who said it's Dr. Goldfire. He's dead. O'Connell said he was here not long ago. He works with Praetorius.
what page is this on? You're
Yeah,
reading this?
yeah.
This is page 4.
Yep.
This was our very first lead that we went after.
Yeah.
These gentlemen are here to see you too. We work for Dr. Goldfire. Dr. Goldfire. So the way this reads, there's another possibility. Since we didn't see anything wrong with him being Dr. Goldfire, we assumed him to be Dr. Goldfire.
Right.
What if he's a patient?
And the other doctors, Dr. Praetorius, who supposedly works with him there, also recognizes this guy as Goldfire.
Right.
This guy hasn't just started being Doctor. He didn't just immediately become Dr. Goldfire. Maybe he's been impersonating Dr. Goldfire this
For
whole
a
time.
while. Yeah.
Well,
Because
and
they recognize him as Goldfire, as do we.
and he said he can't tell the difference between doctors and patients. He's been there so long.
Yes.
So it could have been an easy slip.
Yes. So I'm wondering the connection with the governess, not the
Let's-
governess, but
Let's go back to that one. 82 WC, which is page WC, page 14. So we go back there. The warmest touch is a family portrait. It represents a beautiful couple with their 2 sons, as well as a second young woman and a young man with a heavy mustache. It looks like a younger version of the governess. So
And the governess is the lady with that chases out with a
broom,
broom.
yes.
That looks like
Yes.
she should work on a farm.
yeah, governess is usually their job at this time was
Managing a
basically
household.
to manage a household, and if there were children in the household, they would also raise the children, teach them things and stuff.
Right.
And there was clearly someone chilling out up there on the top, and they either broke out or were broken out.
Yeah. Because she was like, "Where is?" And then she went off on us. So
Yes.
He was expecting someone to be in there.
Correct.
yeah.
Do we think the real Dr. Goldfire was the patient?
Uh,
And this other person has been impersonating them?
So remember,
Because
the
we found the books in the locked attic.
and Dr. Benedict saying that the theory, the quote unquote gold file that came to visit us espoused, is not something that the real Goldfire would say or believe.
Yeah.
Well-
So do we think? I'm just curious if at this point we think that the real Goldfire was locked in the attic, or the impersonator was locked in the attic.
All right. I'm gonna go
it's
crazy.
one of
here.
those two.
Okay. What if this was a way to debunk this dude's hang on. The guy from the newspaper we just talked to,
Yeah.
Benedict.
Dr. Benedict, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
So the lecture we just went to had criminal brains and non-criminal brains, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
The doctor Goldfinger or whatever his name is,
Goldfire.
is not a criminal, right?
That
But
we're
maybe
aware of.
maybe the person locked upstairs was, or they swapped to mess up this dude's research. Because he would think they were using a criminal brain when it actually turned out it was not a criminal brain.
Okay.
That may be out of the
I don't
thing,
know.
but yeah. That's just
It
I'm like,
what? So I'm still lead investigator at the moment, right?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
you haven't
yeah.
you didn't do anything
This-
yet. No.
Yeah, the thing that keeps getting me is a beautiful couple with their 2 sons, as well as a second young woman and a young man with a heavy mustache.
And they said that the woman looked like the
The-
governess. Hey, Mary.
Yes.
Welcome
Don't
in.
trust
Isn't
mustache.
there an informant? Isn't there an informant?
For family? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so going by the picture,
Oh, the picture on
Picture
that
of-
that story
the
there.
person saying the young woman looks like a younger version of the governess could imply
Yes.
that that is an older picture, which means the
Correct.
young woman is grown up, the governess, which means
Right,
the
right.
2 kids grown up could be Goldfire
random
and whoever
brother,
this second
twin brother.
imposter or twin or whatever.
Wait, that's the newspaper. That's not what we
So
want.
here's what I want to know.
So wait,
There's
can we
2
go back
things,
to the
There's 2 things I think.
what's with
would-
the picture that was like what was with this picture that was part
Yeah.
of this?
No idea.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not sure.
Because it didn't seem a match
part
with
of
the
the
rest
next-
of that story. Is this a picture that applies to this entry, or is this a picture
Maybe just
that
space
applies
filler.
to a picture or applies to a
I don't
description
know.
on the
It
next
just
page?
says early on in the rule book that illustrations you see may not have any bearing on the entries they are near.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I think that's done purposely, so you can't just accidentally flip through
Yeah.
and be like,
Right.
"Oh, I know what area to look in at least."
It takes up space,
Got it.
basically.
So
Hmm.
Okay.
I think there's 2 leads that are from our informants that might be worth going to.
We need to know the family.
I think the 2 leads, is either at Somerset House, the archive of births, deaths, marriages, and wills, or
Yeah.
the other one. This one comes to me just from knowing Sherlock Holmes
Thank you.
stories, and I don't know if this is a good thing or not.
That may be a little metagaming.
The carriage depot, because the cab drivers source of information on movements of suspects. The cab drivers should have the information on all cabs taken the previous day.
Right.
So we could see possibly where this guy went when he left Baker Street.
Because we know he came from.
We don't know where he came from.
Well,
we don't know where
just
he
someone.
said he came from.
Well, someone in
Oh, you're talking about this
WC82
fake
broke
Goldfire.
out.
Yeah, I'm talking about the original Goldfire we met, who is apparently the fake one.
So the question is, are we trying to
So do we wanna-
chase that, or are we trying to find out more information about
Yeah,
Goldfire's family?
I think
think-
I'm gonna go with the family.
Yeah.
I think the family's.
So,
So 5th lead will be Somerset House.
yeah, I do think that the other lead is important. Though.
How many
Yes.
leads do we get? Is it like a quantifiable
We
thing?
can do as many as we want
But our points will decrease, and
if we
Sherlock
use
will
more
win.
Oh,
leads than
okay.
Sherlock does.
Oh, okay.
And we have no idea how many leads he's using. until the
Correct.
very end.
Correct.
Right.
But
He's like,
I think more important
they
is
won.
just figuring out what's going on. Once we think we have a good lead on what's going on, that's when we
Yeah.
should say we're done.
Yeah, because the 82 thing was a big.
I do wonder what's going on with this Bobby Fields person though, because they've come up twice now. They're in the newspaper.
It might
and
be
the
a red
coroner
herring,
also
though.
talked about it.
He got hit. Well, it'll be funny if that was just another murder by the dude
Yeah,
with
it
the
The
might-
cane.
dude, yeah.
Well, I don't think the doctor, based on the other thing we just found out from Dr. Burke. Okay, anyways, we're going to 17 WC, Somerset House.
WC.
Page 12. We find Wiggins in the vestibule of Somerset House. He's leaning back on one of the columns which hold the vaulted ceiling, leafing through the pages of his notebook. The sound of our footsteps caused him to look up. I hope you found information useful to solving this case, says Wiggins. I've discovered something useful while checking out the birth certificates. George Taubman Goldfire has a twin brother,
Boom! Called it.
Aha.
Fucking
There we
called
go.
it.
William Taubman Goldfire.
Uh-huh.
A twin. Yes, both born on March 20th, 1854.
Hang on, before you. What
wait,
number
what
is
number
this?
is this?
17 WC?
17 WC.
17.
Somerset House?
There we go.
Yes.
Got it.
It's right next to the water.
Yeah.
Right next
So
to the water.
we just
huh?
like
Yep.
went boop boop.
Yeah. And what page is this on that?
12.
12.
It's actually 13, but yeah.
A twin, yes, born on March 20th, 1854. Wiggins reads in his notepad from Agnes Goldfire, born Agnes Ingalls.
Uh-huh.
Agnes Ingalls. We'll see if any of these names are in the book. And Walter Goldfire. Both dead, interrupts Billy.
Mm.
The mother died very young. Accidental death on April 12th, 1866, the age of 28. Father died on June 10th, 1899, from a heart attack at the age of 57. Anything else? Asks Wiggin. The wedding certificate indicates that Agnes Ingalls and Walter Goldfire were married on June 10th, 1852. Other children? None officially declared in any case.
Uh-huh.
So if they had a child,
Yeah, wait.
there's a lot.
That
there's a
girl.
large
They
amount of
didn't
time.
mention the girl.
So if we look back to the house, which was on page 14. Family portrait. It represents a beautiful
What
couple with
number-
their
what
two
number, what number?
sons. Page 14,
Nope.
82
WC.
Thank you, because I don't want to accidentally read
Middle of
something
the
I'm
page.
not supposed to.
Middle of the right column on that page.
Okay.
The warmest touch is a family portrait framed on the desk. It represents a beautiful couple. That's going to be Agnes.
Yep.
And her husband.
Yep.
And their two sons, William and George,
Mhm.
as well as a second young woman and a young man with a heavy mustache. It looks like a younger version of the governess.
Yep. And who's the
So-
young man with the heavy mustache?
That's our question. Who is mustache?
Who is mustachio?
So
Because it
that is
wouldn't
one.
be
Mustache.
it wouldn't be the twin because they would obviously
look
look
alike.
exactly.
Yeah,
Unless
And they're
the
in the picture
mustache is,
anyways. They're in the picture anyways.
They're in the picture.
yeah.
It's the same picture. Let's while we're on this thread just for a second, let's see if there's an Ingalls in here. In the
In the directory?
And Ingalls is a German name.
That
My
is
God.
correct.
I think Tay is the mustache.
There are two Ingalls listed.
Wallace
Jewel?
and Jewel. Yeah.
Jewel and Wallace.
Because that's her maiden name, correct? Before she became a Goldfinger.
Yes.
Goldfire.
And Goldfire.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get it right. It's gold something.
But because of the way this is
I love
shown,
gold.
the governess, either the governess, like there's a reason the governess is in that picture.
Yeah.
I don't think the governess. It's either that the governess is related, but if that's the case, there wouldn't be other Ingalls because if she got married, she would have
Sorry.
taken the husband's name.
Right.
So the mustache man must be an Ingalls.
Yeah.
So I would assume if we were
Well-
going to follow up on either of those, it would be to Wallace Ingalls, not Jewel.
Yeah. Because he could have
could be
just
wrong.
been married in, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. But there are
Well, that's
two
up-
angles.
That's going to be up to Baki, who is now the lead investigator.
I think I want to see what my boy Benny Ares is up to. No, just a random name on there. Well, I think that's still the hot lead. Is now we know there's a twin. That's what we just got right from 71,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we just got out of 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got to figure out. I mean, Seb's right. We need to figure out about the other dude in the picture, or
Okay.
one of those two we don't know.
Okay, so do you think it's going to be Jewel Ingalls or Wallace Ingalls?
Well, the
Wallace is
one-
definitely a man's name.
well, yeah. No, I think Wallace should be 50 SE. Is that what that
Okay.
says?
50 SE.
Yeah. So let's find that page. Looks like page 5. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
I'll read it. I want to find it
Okay,
on the map
perfect.
first.
I'm also trying to find it.
Where the fuck is 1, 2, 5? Here it is.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Wait. Oh, it's 50, not 5. Whoops.
Yeah.
How do you delete? Oh crap! Oh crap!
grab the
It's not-
eraser.
Ah!
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, so it's also right next to the water too. Huh?
50 SE.
This is right next to where the bridges are.
Interesting.
And what page did you say this was?
This is page 5, 50 SE.
Hmm.
And just to let
All
chat
right.
know, it does look like this will be our only game of the night, as it is running longer than we
Yeah,
expected.
wow. I mean,
Is
it's been interesting though.
Does this normally
I'm
not
enjoying
take
it.
long?
It's normally about a 90-minute game, is what it says.
Oh shit! Okay.
We also didn't know what we were doing either.
Yeah,
Like there was
this
a
is the
lot of
first
ex-
time we've done it.
yeah.
Yeah. So Wallace Ingalls greets us in his living room and chats with us a while waiting for tea. A servant serves us and leaves us uncomfortably settled in with our host. Wallace
comfortably.
Ingalls, Angus's Goldfire's younger brother, freshly arrived into his 60s, seems inclined to talk about his late sister and her husband. Walter, I can't do a voice. Walter was one of the most gifted politicians of his time. He would have certainly become prime minister had he continued on his way. And Agnes was a good person, the ideal companion for Walter in his political ascension. The family always had doubts on the subject of Agnes's death. Mr. Ingalls' voice becomes soft and filled with sadness. Her death seems troubling and premature for all of us. Troubling? Inquires Wiggins. It is not that uncommon when someone dies young and in an unexplained way. Of course, agrees Mr. Ingalls. However, in the case of Agnes's death, it was different. Sure, Dr. Holly concluded it was an accident, but there was a dark point which never was cleared up. Why did Walter abandon his career? Move to the countryside with children, fire their tutor. The children never managed to adapt. Ingalls shakes his head. In any case, I never saw them again after my sister's death. Can you tell us more about the children and their tutor? That would help us greatly. You must forgive an old man's failing memory. I haven't thought of them in a long time. The children seem to appreciate the young man. He stayed with them 2 or 3 years longer than any other tutor. Do you remember his name? Attard or Apchard, I'm not sure anymore. But I know that after he was let go, he opened a bookshop. All right, so note, Attard, Apchard bookshop.
Okay.
One last
Okay.
thing, Mr. Ingalls. When did you last see Dr. Goldfire for the last time? At Walter's funeral. Good gracious, that must have been over 10 years ago. I've sometimes seen his name in the papers, but never tried to renew the relationship. I don't know what happened to William on his father's death.
That's it.
Okay. And there's
that it?
nothing else there.
I don't
So we got 2 interesting names: Addard Arpchid, who runs a bookshop, and Dr.
That's a
Howe.
bookshop.
I don't know if
Wasn't-
that was
Correct
any
me if I'm
like
wrong, wasn't Dr. Hale one of the names on the original list? Yeah.
On the note,
No, there was a Sir Charles Hale, but not a Dr. Hale. So
Wait,
Sir
I would
Charles-
assume it's the same person.
It might be.
is Sir a different title of rank in these old times?
Yes,
Yeah.
if you Sir is a much higher title, because that means you've been knighted by the queen
Right.
or the king. This would be
Queen.
Well, they
isn't
said
it?
Queen
I think it's
Elizabeth.
queen at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they said they had 2
Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeths in the asylum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And looking at the booksellers in the back, the only one who fits is Hatchard's.
Instead of Addard? Well, Hatchard, Addard. I guess that kind of
Yeah.
does.
God save
At
the queen.
63 NW. And then if we go to doctors, there's not a Sir Charles Hall in doctors.
That is correct.
What about in politicians?
What is it listed as? St. George's. So he works at St. George's Hospital.
St.
As
George's
Sir
is
Charles
57
Hall.
Southwest.
Yeah, 57 Southwest. So It is now Ziray's turn.
But he's also, again, hasn't spoken with any of them in over 10 years. So a lot changes in 10 years.
But the question is, do we want to pursue this lead about something suspicious in regards to Agnes's death, especially with him suddenly moving out into the countryside, possibly to protect one of his children from prosecution?
Yeah.
Or do we want to stick to our this tutor thing with
the tutor.
Hatchard?
So here's okay. Here's
Or do you
my
wanna do something else?
here's my line of logic.
Lay it on me.
Suspicious death that caused Walter to abandon his career, like
Yes.
just out of the blue.
And what was his career before that?
He was a politician.
Politician.
Yeah.
Like
On
apparently a
track to
damn
be
good one.
prime minister.
I guarantee it was
That's
the fact
big for
that
them, right?
well, I
Yes.
mean, like for a politician, they're like, "Oh no, someone in the family might be criminally insane. You can't let that go public."
Mhm.
So they clearly just dropped it. So maybe the son or
Do you think one of the
Child
the crazy
had a lot
son
to
might have done
do
it?
with
Yes.
Agnes's death.
Hmm.
Because we just talked with Wallace, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Wallace and
And his sister is dead.
and
the one in the
he made
picture.
no mention of the other person in that. Oh wait, the tutor. That's the tutor, isn't it?
Yes.
The
tutor
other
and
person,
governess.
I'm saying, yeah. So it was the tutor and the governess in that photo. Then,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we assume. We don't know what he looked like.
Yeah.
Yes, but we can at least have an
We
assumption.
have a
to that.
lead.
we have two. So following
Lead is-
the lead about Agnes's death
Is Dr. Holly.
is Dr. Holly.
But Dr. Holly does not
Following
pop
the
up.
tutor would give us. It
Hatchard's
feels like
bookstore.
both of them are going to give us more info
Information.
about the sons.
Yeah,
But
I think they're both worth pursuing, honestly.
What about talking to the cabs
'Cause
about where
do
that
know-
where
well-
Goldfire
well,
went after he visited
We
us?
could talk to the cabs as well. That's another good thing to follow up on. But here's an important thing is that there are lots of questions we have to answer at the end,
Yes,
and we
Mhm.
have no idea what they're going to be about.
correct.
Oh.
So,
I didn't. Oh, so we get like a pop quiz at the end.
Yes.
yes, it'll
Oh,
basically,
shit.
like, obviously some of the questions based on this case will be like, I would assume, who was the dead body in the freezer?
Yeah.
right.
It's gonna be
Who
me.
was
if
it
we
who
don't-
talked to us? So let's, Ziray, do you have a choice?
I'm thinking the
Choose.
tutor.
All right, so we're going to
The-
Hatchard's bookseller.
So this will be
This
the
is-
7th lead we follow.
There's going to be an all-out
Yes.
quiz. Yes. Wait, this is all going to be on a quiz. Yes.
So what is the
63 NW.
63.
63 NW?
Right next to the river.
Well, that's the Piccadilly.
That's Piccadilly's. Yeah.
Yeah, but it connects.
That's not a. I don't even know if that is a river.
It's not a river. It's a main
It's
I
road.
think that's
Blue.
a. That's a.
It's
It's a road.
circus.
It's a main road. It literally says South Carriage Drive.
Yeah.
It's a
You
road.
can drive through a river. Come on.
Okay. So we'll go to 63 NW in our case file
All right. Okay.
if I can find it.
It's on page
Page 11.
11.
Oh
Right-hand
my
side.
gosh,
Cool.
it starts with Ja.
Oh, this is gonna be fun to
Do
read.
it. Do it. Embrace.
Yeah, I am Johann Hatchard. How can I be of use to you? Asks us a man of about 55 years, standing bolt upright, blue eyes slightly enlarged by the round lenses of his glasses with twisted frames. Were you the tutor of the Goldfire family? Mein Gott, that was a long time ago. What could you tell us about the family and the death of Mrs. Goldfire? Excuse me, I need to sit down. Hatchard seems troubled. I don't understand what you expect of me. Dr. Goldfire has requested the help of Sherlock Holmes, and we're associates of the latter. Wiggins hopes that this answer will be enough. George was a good boy. George was Goldfire that quote unquote came to visit us, right? He's the lauded
You're
doctor.
muted, Sam.
Yes, George.
Okay.
George is the one who went on to be an actual doctor, and we know
Yeah.
George was a doctor, went to medical school with
Right.
John Watson.
So wait. So wait.
There is a real Dr. George Taubman Goldfire.
Right.
We
So
just didn't know if that was who we were talking to or not.
Right.
We're pretty sure that the one we talked to is not.
not George.
We're pretty sure that was William.
George was a good boy, but William, the death of their mother, you say? You'll still be investigating after all these years? I've always had my suspicions, of course. Anything you could tell us would be valuable. I'll never forget that morning. William had been throwing one of his raging tantrums.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear him shouting and arguing with his mother. Then there was a cry, and I ran from the reading room to see the poor woman's broken body at the foot of the stairs. At the top, William was looking at his mother's body, smiling. I spoke to Sir Walter. I let him know my suspicions. He promised me that he'd take them into account. The next day, he announced that the family were leaving for the countryside, and that they would no longer need my services. He was very generous, of course. He gave me enough to purchase this store, but I've always felt that he was buying my loyalty, my silence. This was the first time I had spoken to anyone about that horrible
I
day.
called it.
Alfred crumples in his chair, exhausted by the effort required of him by telling of the story. He no longer seems to pay attention to our presence, and we leave him to his thoughts.
Wait,
So George was the real Dr. Goldfire.
well,
William.
and
Yes,
like
and
it-
William is the murderer.
So
so
William-
Agnes is the mom, and
Yes.
not
Yes,
the
correct.
daughter.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
the
Agnes
lady
was
in
the
the
mom.
picture is the governess.
So
Yes.
the young woman in
Just
the
when she was younger.
Yeah.
the young woman is the governess. The young man with the mustache
Was
is
a
Is this
tutor.
guy.
the tutor.
Yes.
Right.
Where we believe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so William is a bad boy.
Yes. And he may have been the one that actually gave us this case.
Well, so
Correct.
William and
But
Agnes
why?
are then not Agnes, their brother and
Wallace.
sister. William,
No. Agnes was their mom.
Agnes was the mama.
and she's dead.
Yes.
The governess
She's the
was
one
the
that
young
was
lady.
pushed down the steps.
Yes, the governess was the young lady. She was the one who chased us out of the house with
With
the
the broom.
locked attic.
Also, hi
Hmm.
Wong. Hi.
So
Solving
Interesting.
mysteries.
we're on to our lead investigator of Tay.
Ooh, oh God, no! Why me? Okay.
Well,
Well,
that was our 7th one, and that was 63
63
NW.
NW.
okay.
So we're on to our 8th.
Okay. So with this information, we have confirmed that William was the unstable twin brother.
Yeah.
And that he obviously killed Agnes, and they tried to hide this fact by moving from the countryside. So what lead do we still have to pursue? I know we have the cab. I think
There's Dr. Holly.
so. I don't know if that's really the one to really go for, because we've obviously confirmed that.
How she
Well,
died.
we have to assume that yeah, we confirmed how she died. But we have to assume that William was the one that met us that night. Now, why the crap would he say someone's out there to try and kill him? Or is he holding the real Goldfire hostage? Or is there something, or are we going into the Prestige over here where the twins are pretending to be each other for some absurd reason?
Well, one of
Hold
them
on.
is dead.
Yes.
That raises an interesting thought. He said someone was going to try and kill him.
Yes.
Could it be
And he's
possible?
dead.
Yeah. Could it be possible that
That his brother was the one that was trying to kill him.
no. Could it be possible that these people that he's worked with, these acquaintances that Goldfire should know, realize this is not Goldfire, and they're trying to kill him because they know he may have disposed of the actual Goldfire? So he thinks if he is William, he is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he thinks that people are out to get him.
Yes.
He's convinced us that he's the real Goldfire and that he's innocent and that he's going to be killed because people are jealous or something. But he's actually guilty, and there's someone trying to get vengeance on him for killing Goldfire.
I think we need another lead. That's what I think.
Yeah. So,
We're-
So, do you want to
working
go
in
to the
circles.
cabbies, or do you want to go to 44 Southwest, where Sir Charles Halley has his residence?
I don't even remember who Hallie is at this point.
Halley was the one who declared Agnes's death an accident. So Halley
Oh, the person
definitely,
covered it up.
Yeah, so Hallie definitely knows what's going
Well,
on.
I mean,
and Hallie was also,
to be fair, if
Hallie was also on the list of suspects who were going to kill Dr. Goldfire.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it might be good to do that. Like, I really want
Okay.
to
I'll
investigate
do
the
the
cabbie.
I'll do the cabbie unless this brings up
Okay,
something much more
where
pressing. 44 Southwest.
44 Southwest.
just
Someone
said
St.
circled it.
George.
44 Southwest.
Yes, this is over here. Bottom left.
I
Bottom left.
understand. I understand.
Bottom left!
Why are you saying bottom left?
I was just showing you
Why?
where it was.
What do you-
Okay, I know. I already
Southwest.
looked at it. I was trying to find the
Okay.
flipping page. Southwest. We're in
Page
Southwest 44. There we go. Wiggins brings down the heavy brass knocker on Sir Hale's door many times, but no one answers. To our great surprise, when we turn the handle, the door opens. We enter timidly. Sir Charles, Wiggins' voice is weak despite its echo heard through the apparently empty house. The door to his office is cracked open, and we enter cautiously. A tragic tableau is... Oh, it's tableau. Yes, it's tableau. A tragic tableau is laid out for us in the room. He's dead, says Wiggins after having searched for a pulse on his neck. Let's take a quick look before calling the police. Sir Charles, at least we assume that's who he is lying on the floor on his stomach. The right side of his head is bloody, and he seems to have been hit with a blunt object. His right hand, of which the middle finger is stained with ink, lies near his head. His left arm is lying along his body. Look, in the fireplace, we discover a half-burned cane. The handle is silver and bears a crest which Wiggins recognizes as being the crest for the University of London. An engraving states Promotion 1878 G. Tobman Goldfire. Wiggins slowly walks to the telephone and calls the Scotland Yard. So that lead is a dead
More
lead.
murder.
And I knew I should have just
literally dead.
dang freaking went to the damn cabbies. It's
No.
dead.
No, that's not a dead lead at all.
This
No,
gives us a lot of
I'm
information.
saying the lead is dead. He's
Yes.
dead.
Yes, but Dr.
Which-
Oh, yeah.
Hallie murdered by cane.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he was wondering, where's my damn cane? The cane
The
was
hand is
taken.
like-
And the cane
Just-
says G. Tobman Goldfire
Yep.
is who it was
Yeah.
given to. So I want to reread the Dr. Praetorius thing.
Find what page. That seems like the crux of it. Find what page is that on, so I can also
Page
read it.
4.
Oh, wait. So, wait, why
Dr.
would Praetorius...
Praetorius.
Right, but why would Praetorius have Goldfire's cane?
I don't think he did. I think Praetorius is Goldfire.
Oh, so you're thinking
William,
he
or
killed...
you think he's William Goldfire?
I think
think he's
I think
George.
he's George.
Yeah, he's thinking it's George.
I think that George was trying to protect his brother,
Yeah.
despite the fact that his brother was a maniac.
Yep.
And I think, no. I think that Praetorius is George. I'm not sure why he's hiding his identity yet. But I also think that William took George's cane to go murder him because William has deluded himself into thinking he's Dr. Goldfire, which is who he
Right.
was proposing to be. And Praetorius was trying to protect his brother and trying to give him a life, saying, oh, well, if you work here, O'Connell can't tell the difference between patients and doctors anyways. This is a better life than being locked up in an attic the whole time. He'd been studying the books in the attic, so he at least sounded like
He
knew
sounds like he
talking
knows
about.
what he's talking about. Yeah.
But when he came to talk to us, he was giving old, outdated crackpot theories from these old books. So that's what I think is going on. But I do think possibly our final lead
Is the cabs?
is the cabs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to our informant and
Give
we
them
will
the
go-
cabs.
So
we'll go over to the cabs.
that brings an interesting point. Remember, Holmes kept cutting Goldfire off whenever he started going on one of his rants about his theories.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Holmes was admittedly very curt and brief and succinct with Goldfire.
Yes. I think he did say that,
Is that the very beginning?
Yeah. He did say, I'm not familiar with your theories, and I'd gladly talk with you at length about them, but you said you had an urgent affair of extreme importance.
So 5WC.
Dr. Goldfire's face reddens slightly as he takes a deep breath, trying to prevent himself from going on a tantrum, perhaps.
Yep.
Oh.
This could also bring new light to him saying this case requires great discretion.
Yeah.
More ears, more people that might pick up on little
Mm-hmm.
details.
So let's I'm gonna go to the carriage depot. 5WC.
So this will be our 9th lead.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna beat Holmes this time.
No, I think we could have skipped the.
I'm sure Holmes will have some
You said
great
5WC.
deduction.
WC.
Holmes knew the second he walked in because he had a limp.
Well,
The
WC.
gate of his shoes clicked in a weird manner.
Yep.
You know, when he came in,
particular
did he have a
leather.
cane on him?
It
That's
didn't
something to
say.
look at.
I don't think
I
so.
just looked and I don't believe it did.
No, there's nothing about that. So 5WC.
Yep.
Page 12. We wait for over an hour in front of the stables for Wiggins to look over the logs of the cab drivers. We watch the beautiful cabs entering and leaving the stables and their unceasing ballet throughout London. We soon see Wiggins snaking his way through the traffic towards us. I've found some information which should be of interest to us, he says, notepad in hand. Let's go to that cafe and see what we can get out of it. We're quickly sitting around a table, tea and coffee cups around Wiggins' list. Here's some interesting piece of information from yesterday.
Oh God, I can't zoom in on that.
So
Baker
So
Street
let's-
is
Baker Street.
that's
Yes.
Sherlock's place, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So departure at 8:30 from 67 Elizabeth Street to 221 Baker Street. And then left from Baker Street to Southampton Row. Can we find either of those places?
Southampton
To the
Row.
directory.
Look for South. I don't think the directory will find it that way. I think we just need to actually look at the map.
76
Oh, God.
Southampton Road.
Yeah.
We might be better off looking on the right side.
They're different
I'll start
maps.
on the bottom left.
Oh, hold on.
Have you found Southampton or Elizabeth?
76 Southampton Row here.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yep, right there. Did we circle this before? Or is that a new
No.
circle?
That this circle I just put is
Yeah.
with the
Now I need to find Elizabeth Street.
What's the number?
67
67?
Elizabeth Street.
I don't know if they necessarily correspond to
It just
To
happened
where they were
to.
traveling,
the
yeah.
numbers, but I also think that based on the fact that that one is, it probably does.
What was the number?
67 Elizabeth Street.
Well, that might be where they're hiding at this point.
Well, 67 Elizabeth was where they came from.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're hiding now at
68,
76.
69, this is Upper Thames.
It's not northwest. 67 is next to Old Bond Street.
Good old Bond. 67 Elizabeth Street. So, yep, it is right here
Where?
in Southwest.
Southwest.
So, we've got two places we could possibly go to now. Just 67
need a-
Southwest and 76
Southampton
WC.
Row. That's the Southampton Row is the top one, right?
Yes, that's where he went
Yeah.
after leaving our address.
What's at
Yeah.
44? Because that's like right there. Because he may have gotten out and walked to
That was
44.
that was our 8th lead.
I'm
44
also looking
Southwest.
at these other things. It looks like two people
East.
had a meeting that day as well.
Oh, because they both end up in the same spot.
Yeah,
The Lambeth
When
they-
Road.
Lambeth
they
Road.
also left at the same time, 82 Hastings Street, and then 5 minutes later from Tavistock Place, both of them to go to Lambeth Road. Then an hour and 40 minutes later, they both left from Lambeth to Eaton Terrace. Where's Lambeth and where is Eaton Terrace? Let's find those just just in the pursuit because I feel like they must have some significance.
Yeah.
28 Lambeth Road is the lunatic asylum.
Of course it is.
Where's Eaton Terrace? 44.
$44.
Not over here.
44 what?
Eaton Terrace.
No, it's not Northwest.
It's over here. Wait, we already went to 44 Southwest. That was Sir Charles Halley's place.
Like killed.
Well,
Wait.
and he's dead.
Halley's is dead, right?
Yeah. So a carriage left the insane asylum to go to Dr. Sir Charles Haley's place, and he died. No one got picked up from there, though. Then, 30 minutes later, the person who came and saw us from Elizabeth Street. Okay, so we actually need the ruler thing now.
Oh, it's literally 67 Elizabeth Street is right next to 44.
Yeah.
That's too much of a coincidence. So I guarantee William killed Haley then.
Yeah. With presumably his brother's cane.
Yeah.
Okay. And then immediately after that, he came to us and gave us this
Someone's trying to
information
kill
about
me.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then
So,
left to
let's-
go.
And they're crazy enough to just have a regular ass conversation right after murdering someone with a cane.
Yeah.
They could have gotten in an argument, maybe.
So who is dead right now? William? Is William dead?
We're pretty sure William is the one who is dead in the cold room.
Okay.
Look for 82 Tavistock or 82 Hastings. It's not in Northwest or Southwest.
82 what?
82 Tavistock is WC, which we've already gone to. Which was the
third
place with
lead.
the attic.
So they left.
So they left
there.
from the attic to the insane asylum. Then from the
Yeah.
asylum. So where is Hastings Street then? Where's 82?
Hastings
is that the same?
Yeah, it's on
Hastings
82.
is
It's
the
underneath
house.
the
Yeah.
blue.
Okay. So
they're opposite sides of the same square, basically.
So there's 5 minutes difference between that. So basically, our assumption of our timeline is William broke out.
Yeah.
Went to the asylum. George noticed, goes to the asylum. Something happens over the course of the next hour or so.
Mhm.
The asylum is where we found a body.
Yes.
And we don't know how long that body was there, right?
And we know that the handwriting
Was not
that was
George's.
given to
Was
us
not George.
is not George's.
Correct.
So is the body in? This is now I'm actually confused about it. I don't know where
The
to go from
body-
here, though.
The body could be George.
The body could
What
be
if-
George.
What
and
if
William
someone
could
was
still be loose?
So wait,
what if
what's
someone was actually trying to kill him and they killed the wrong one?
Yeah. That's possible, but
Because if they were like they favored each other, they're twins. Because we don't know what prompted Homeboy to come to us and ask, "Hey, someone's trying to kill me."
So
Here's
wait. The timeline, if he went over to the asylum, so he would have to have
Okay.
used that cane to
I think I was wrong when I thought that George had been impersonating him for a while. And I think maybe we misunderstood the cane. The cane that was found in the
I got
was
in the fire.
44 SW.
Yes.
Mhm.
What was the inscription? Promotion 1878
Yes.
for the University of London, G. Taubman Goldfire. So was it a gift?
Why would why would you put someone else's name on
Well,
the cane you're
it's
going
like
to use?
because they got promoted. Well, maybe.
No,
I mean, it
because
does
Okay.
seem
the thing about the
stupid.
cane, no, the thing about a cane is so that
Okay,
if you put
let's-
it in like the umbrella thing, you can pick it up at any time, and it's like, this is my cane. I'm not going to
So
take
they
someone else's cane.
recognized. Okay, so let's take it back. Let's take it back a notch to the insane asylum. They recognized the body there as Dr. Goldfire. We never really got too close to it,
Because they ushered us out.
and we'd only met him once.
Yeah.
I think that was George.
So George is actually dead.
I
So
think
Will
George
killed George.
I think Will killed George, and then I think Will went and killed Dr. Haley. And I think
After.
Will came to us, and then he went from his cab took him from which way did we say?
Southampton. 76 Southampton.
76 Southampton.
No,
I
they
think
went
that's where-
from Baker Street to Southampton. So he's hiding in Southampton.
Yeah, I think that's where he is.
It's Will hiding there.
So
I think
what if we just go knock on the door?
Wait, I don't think you want to do
I don't
that.
think he'd
You
be
need
there.
you don't do that. Yeah.
I think he'd know. I think we have solved the case
Yeah.
as much as we can.
And then we just tell, so
do
where is
wonder-
he now? And it's just
I
76
do wonder why
Southampton
this
Road.
Bobby Field keeps coming up though.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's a red herring.
Okay. So are we ready to declare it?
Like if you
Let's do it.
want to have
Alright.
less of a chance, you can go ahead
Well-
and do.
I don't think we're gonna win anyway, but
All right, let's go. So we now move on to the questions
is there something we look at?
for the Dr.
Yes.
Goldfire. Yes.
Oh.
So our first question:
Well,
who is the dead body in the cold room?
George.
We believe it to be George. So we gotta write down our answer.
Oh, okay. What is your name?
Chat,
What
if you disagree
is your
with us
quest?
on any of our answers we
Yes,
give,
please write it
please
down.
let us know. So our answer to number 1, we believe, is George Goldfire. Who killed him?
William?
We
Will.
believe it was William Goldfire. Why was he killed?
Locked
I
in the
think it
attic.
was- yeah, I think it
Getting
was
back at
him
him.
being locked in the attic, revenge, rage.
Yeah.
We know he threw tantrums and things.
Unstable, I guess.
Where's the killer hiding? 76 Southampton
76.
Row.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who was a witness to the death of Agnes Goldfire?
Their tutor.
The tutor named.
Hatchard.
Hatchard. Yep.
Yeah, Hatchard. Oh, Bobby Field's on the bottom. Oh man, we done fucked it.
Ooh, do we get to answer the
Hatchard
second
the tutor.
series too?
Second series. Who killed Sir Charles Halley?
We have to assume
William
Will.
Goldfire.
Yeah.
Had to be. Why was Dr. Halley killed?
Because he knew what really happened.
He knew.
Hiding.
That it wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
Right.
He
I kind of
knew
hope we're completely wrong, because that'd be so cool. And just be
it
like,
was no
what?
accident. Who killed Bobby Field? No idea.
No. It's the doctor, Praetorium.
You want to think Praetorius did it?
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
That's just
He's the
a
only other
wild
person.
guess.
That's my just watch, it'll be right.
And number 9 is why. Okay.
Because he's a piece of shit.
All right.
I'm sure we could have looked Bobby.
I
Field
mean,
up
we
and directly
could
encountered his address or
look at
something.
we could look at
Well,
the
we already
information we
know.
have.
We have made our answers. Any changes before we change the page?
And
it's
how
an
many?
indication
Hold on.
that-
And how many leads did we take?
We took
9.
9 leads.
9 leads.
We did it.
All right. Let's flip the page, and I will
The fuck?
find it and begin our reading.
Can everyone move their fingers off? Because it's blocking words. Okay.
Tab is reading them out loud.
So I think I have to read the rule book and make sure that now what we do is go to the solutions. End of the game. The players can decide Stop following leads whenever they want to. You move on to questions and answer the 2 series. Then head over to solutions. Solutions.
Shit, we should have. It wasn't a red
Goldfire!
herring.
I thought you were dead! Cries Watson as he sees the emaciated silhouette preceding Holmes into the living room of 221B Baker Street. The man answers with a chuckle which interrupts Watson before he can say anything else. Holmes hangs his coat and his hat and then walks to the fireplace to warm himself up. Sit down, he orders Goldfire. Untie me, demands Goldfire. I'll leave the police to take the care to do so, answers Holmes. What's happening, Holmes? asks Watson. One of the oldest stories, my friend. Cain and Abel of the modern times, brother killing the brother. This is William Todman Goldfire, the twin brother of your friend George Todman Goldfire. A brother? Says Watson. I didn't know.
Oh,
Ah.
Yet you've met him before, declares Holmes. Me? I don't recall. Yesterday. William himself came here impersonating his brother, your friend George. Holmes cuts him off with a malicious smile. And you didn't catch on. One more proof of my superior intelligence. The man looks at Holmes with a disdainful look, then walls himself up in silence again. William and George are twins, Watson, but their resemblance is only superficial, as inwardly they are as different as Jekyll is to Hyde. William is a maniac killer since his childhood, and George a renowned healer who he became a doctor while hoping to heal his brother. He was jealous of me. They all were.
Uh-huh.
Nature is surprising, Watson. There are 2 brothers, almost identical in all points, aspect, intelligence, ambition, but with characters as different as Mendel's peas. One is peaceful as the other one is unhinged. The cause of that difference is invisible, but it's there nonetheless. William didn't consider his brother and his colleagues as healers, but as executioners,
ready?
the jailers of
Okay.
his personal prison.
Here
so he
we
came
go.
up with a scheme to
Get
exact
ready,
But how,
and
Holmes? There's one thing that every crook and master of prestidigitation knows. It's that men think they see what they're being told, even if they haven't seen it. When William came in, Watson, you were sure as many that it was George. He was claiming to be and looked like him, even if you had perceived a difference in his attitude. It's true. Now that I look at him closely, I can see many differences, says Watson while examining William. Exactly, Watson. It's all about observation. I must say that when I went to Bethlehem Asylum, where George Goldfire was found dead in the cold room, I first thought that we had failed in protecting our client. But by observing the body more attentively, I started to have doubts. Why had he been put in the cold room? Probably to cause our medical examiner to err as to the time of death.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, we understand that William put the body in the cold room to make the coroner think he was dead after Dr. Halley, so that George can eventually be accused of killing him, thus justifying his suicide. Anyways, I ignored Goldfire's list and started to search into his personal history. I went for a visit to Somerset House, and I discovered the existence of William, the twin brother. A twin brother who was as unknown as George was famous. If you want to know a family's secret, ask the in-laws. The maiden name of Agnes Goldfire allowed me to find Wallace Ingalls, Agnes's brother. He told me about Walter Goldfire's withdrawal from public life, the man who could have been prime minister, because of the death of his wife Agnes. He confirmed that a mystery was hovering around her death. I verified with the boy's tutor, Johann Hatchert. He confirmed to me William's implication in his mother's death and his psychotic tendencies. Wallace told us Dr. Halley thought the death of Agnes was an accident, but as a professional, he certainly decided his preventive internment when he was young. And a quick visit to George's house and his attic allows us to assert that he probably kept his brother there for a long time. But William eventually managed to escape and to kill his brother.
Whoa, this is a completely different description.
It's gotten different from the
Completely
version of the
different.
game in the tabletop.
Okay. Well, I am reading.
Yeah, keep
from
going,
the
keep
book I've
going,
written
keep
down.
going. Read it.
A detailed examination of the fares of the cabs allowed me to determine the place he was hiding in while he was waiting to make a break for it. William, who until then had remained seated, indifferent to what was happening around him, seems to finally wake up. I'm the only one to be of sound mind in this family. They locked me up because they were jealous of me. They hate me. My mother hated me. My father hated me. And my brother hated me even more. He was so clever. The famous doctor. He and Halley had me locked up for all these years. Never again. William Goldfire leaps out of his chair. His hands are still tied, but Wiggins can't overpower him. He's tossed to the ground by Goldfire's contortions. Goldfire runs
Oh,
towards Watson
crap.
like a rugby player, and with a shoulder slam, sends him flying back towards Holmes, bringing the two down together. Goldfire keeps on running and jumps through the window. The glass in the wood explode in thousands of little shards. Looking out the window, we see Goldfire's body on the ground.
Holy crap.
His broken body is half on the pavement and half on the street's cobblestones. A dark puddle slowly grows by his head. His leg is shaken by spasms, but it's clear. These are the final reflexes of a moribund body. William Tobman Goldfire is dead.
Dang.
And then
6 leads. He did it in 6 leads. Bethlehem Lunatic.
so mine is different than yours.
Yeah.
Yes. After it said he confirmed to me William's implication of his mother's death and psychotic tendencies, there was a few good sentences that aren't in our version.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how
So
many
my
were in the
version-
book?
So that's what I'm reading. So let's go ahead and we will see what our answers to our questions were. First question.
Wait, how many leads was?
You're going to get to that. That's the
Okay.
very last thing you
Okay.
see. First question. Go back to your question. Who is the dead man in the cold room? George Tobman Goldfire.
Yep.
We got that correct.
Yes.
Who killed him? William Goldfire. Correct. Why was he killed? Bitterness, revenge.
Yep.
We picked rage, unstable, and revenge.
Yep.
Where is he hiding? At Mrs. Warren's flop house.
Which is 76.
That's-
Yeah.
Yes, it is 76 Southampton. So that's also correct. Each of those was worth 20 points. We are currently. Oh, and number 5, who was a witness to the death?
20 points.
Johann Hatchard. So we are at
Yep.
100 points right there.
Yep.
Second series. Who killed Sir Charles Haley? William Goldfire.
Yep.
10 more points. Why was Dr. Haley killed? In revenge for his involvement in William's diagnosis and his internment, and to frame his brother. So we didn't get to frame his brother, but we did get because it was his involvement in things. So that's 5 of the 10 possible points
Yep.
there. Who killed Bobby Field?
So we lose points here,
Maud-
correct?
We don't lose points. We just don't get any.
Okay.
Maud Bellamy. Why was Bobby Field killed? Maud Bellamy followed Field, intercepted him right after he burgled the Robles with the intent of mugging him and killed him. We
So
don't
this
have
was-
enough information to know whether or not the murder was
That was a side
premeditated.
case.
It was
That was
a
like a
side
side
case. That was like a
case.
dead end,
Yeah.
basically.
To tally your score, add the points obtained by answering the questions, and total the number of leads. We came out to 110 points.
115
Or
points.
115 points. And 9 leads.
Yes.
And
We must compare the number of leads we followed to that of Holmes. In this case, Holmes used 7 leads.
Oh, so it got easier for
If
the
you
physical
followed
edition.
If you followed more leads than Holmes, subtract 5 points for each extra lead. We subtract
Nice.
10 points and come out with
105
105
points.
points to Holmes's 100.
We did it! Yeah!
Wait, is that good?
We beat
We
Holmes.
beat Holmes.
We beat Holmes.
Wait, hold on. To tally your score, add the points obtained by answering the questions, then total the number of leads you followed. Then compare the number of leads you followed to that of Holmes. This says 6 leads in this case.
In my
Yes.
score pad, in my physical score pad, it says 7. And I will go hand the little paper over to Tay.
Huh.
But if hold on, if they did 6 leads versus 7, we still met at 100. So we still did it.
Oh, because he always gets 100.
Correct.
Yes.
So we
Oh, okay.
solved it. As long as we solve it either at the same time or earlier, we win.
I really enjoyed this game.
That was very
actually pretty cool.
fun. I do think next time that we do this, now that we have an idea of how, we play it, we gotta act the part, we gotta everyone has to have detective hats on and monocles and well, no, we don't need monocles. We need magnifying glass.
Kat, what did you guys think?
Yeah, what y'all think? I thought that was pretty cool. Thank you for the paper.
I like to have. If we were to play again, I kind of feel like we need our own books.
Yeah,
Because I'm trying to read one thing, but yeah, because everyone sees what you're
well, the
looking at.
problem
On
was, so
Tabletop.
you were saying, move your hand off of it. You know whose hand it was? It was Sab's.
Oh,
There's
my
a
bad.
purple one.
No, the purple one.
My bad.
Mine was off of the words the whole time.
Well, No, see, afterwards
reading, yeah.
I realized if you scroll out, it changes where the hands are. So I just scrolled all the way out.
Ah.
Oh, did not realize that.
Isn't there a setting
Yeah.
to allow for individual books? Probably.
There might be, but I'm not aware of it. I'm sure there's a way to duplicate the books as well somehow in Tabletop.
All
Oh,
the
yeah,
all the
you can just hit
tabletops.
clone. Whoops.
Great job.
Well,
And guess what we could do now? Flip the
Nobody-
table! I'm
you
too
rolled a
weak!
1.
Oh my god! I'm too weak to flip the table!
too weak.
I got an achievement for that.
Achievement.
I got an achievement for
It
being
rolls
too
a-
weak. There we
Oh
go.
my god.
Goodbye, game.
Sad rolled a 20.
So there's a way
Poor
to
Sam
implement
rolled a 20.
hidden zones in text-to-speech, but you would need to duplicate books for everyone, I think. Okay.
Yeah. I've only ever played
I was-
card games on here.
I was not expecting that to be as fun as it was.
Misa, I
That's
still want to know
no
what
idea.
games Sab worked on.
He worked on
I
Ease.
worked on Ultima Online
Mm-hmm.
for many years. I did for a few years, I was the global fiction writer for it, and I was also part of their event moderator program where I ran basically role play centered events for the player base. And I did basically so in what people are most probably familiar with in Tay's audience is Final Fantasy XIV. You have your servers, Midgar, Stormer, Balmung, etc. In Ultima, those are called shards. Each shard had its own set of event moderators, and I was the event moderator for one of the shards. And I, without getting too much
Fuck.
into it, I did my job so well that I kept getting told to tone it down because some of the other shards were complaining that their event moderators weren't doing as good of a job as we were. And they were like, how come we don't get cool events like this other shard does? And it's because we were only, for the event moderator portion of things, we were only allowed to bill a certain number of hours. And so a lot of the event moderators put in the bare minimum to do it. And I loved doing it. So I would spend a lot of
I
extra
would
hours
spend
doing
many
builds.
extra hours, yes. And I'd be
Because
like,
I-
There you go, above
Sab,
and beyond.
come to bed. No,
But Sab doesn't sleep.
Sab doesn't
just
sleep.
waits.
This is correct.
I brood. But yes, I had a lot of fun with this game. I think this is definitely something we should play again, especially with the others in the group at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
So you'll probably see us break this out again another time
Yes.
when somebody's missing.
Yes.
Aside from that,
I'm
we'll
missing.
definitely probably play
Where am I?
Mysterium at some
Mysterium
point
next
as well.
time. Yeah. Unfortunately, we'd be running pretty damn late if we played Mysterium now. Mysterium is also a fun game, especially when you get to play the ghost and then you get shitty cards.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight.
Yes,
It
thank
was
you.
a ton of fun. Delighted to show off this board game, which I got my physical copy as I believe it was a Christmas. No,
It was a
birthday?
gift. It was a gift
It was either a
from. It
birthday
was
or
a gift
Christmas
from
gift.
Red, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was from Red Approves. I believe it was a Christmas gift.
That sounds right. Yes, that sounds right. I have removed myself from the box.
Yeah. We will see you guys
Next week.
next week. Probably next Tuesday. We might
Yes.
come back for more of this.
Yes.
Depends on who's available.
Yes. No streams for the rest of the week. We're going to PAX East.
PAX
If
Um,
any of you will
time.
be at, if any of you will be at PAX East, though, might
Yes.
see you there.
Yes. I will pack
You
some
can
stickers.
meet me.
Pack some stickers. So if you're going to PAX East, find me. Find me. I'll randomly say where I am on Twitter. But when I get back, I'm sure I'm gonna come home with some dice. So maybe we'll start with a little bit of a dice showcase, huh? Maybe. Maybe
More dice?
a giveaway.
Oh, I'm gonna be there for that because man, I need me some dice.
So yeah. We will see you guys on Tuesday, and hopefully some cool goodies to show you, and games, obviously games. maybe D&D, maybe Pathfinder, maybe
Oh my
more
God.
Sherlock.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
But thank you guys so much. I'm gonna find us someone to raid. And yeah, so you guys can chit chat. Thank you for the stream, friends. Please take care of PAX East and be safe. We will. Also, by the way, Becky, if you have forgotten, pack masks. Pack lots of masks.
Mask?
Yes,
Like, for
masks are
Halloween?
required. No, face mask. Face mask.
Do we need to talk about this on stream? You can just
I'm trying to
make
find us
sure.
someone.
Don't forget all your medications, old man. Don't forget to bring those.
That's important. Pack that toothbrush and your toothpaste. No, let me throw
Now my teeth
somebody.
pop out. I can just. It's easy.
Professor Tetsuo was supposed to be playing Pathfinder tonight,
Pathfinder.
and he is absolutely 100% playing theater rhythm.
Liar!
So we're gonna go raid him. Let's go.
You sit on a throne of lies, Tetsuo.
He does.
He could have played with us. If it got canceled, he should have let us know. That's okay. It's okay. All right, here's that raid message. Here's the raid message.
This is a takeover.
A takeover. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night. Thanks for joining.
Take care.
Bye.
All right.